Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on YouTube, join our cult. Hello and welcome to the Cultaholic Weekly Podcast. You're listening to the dulcet tones of Maffew, joined by the optimistic prime of the Cultaholic Weekly Podcast, Mr. Jack the Jobber.
Oh, wow, I thought that was going to be a misdirection there. Thank you very much. Cheers.
No, you are very positive. Every other week you'd be the positive person in the group, but substituting Phil Ross, who was sadly under the weather, making his return after a few months, the Megatron of never getting it wrong, Andrew Hodgkinson.
Hello, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It was a last-minute decision, so I do apologise to people that were looking forward to seeing Ross today, but I'm excited to be here again with the boys. That's
right. We could exclusively reveal Raw was being rewritten seconds before going on the air. Sorry. Yes, there we go, Andrew. That's the type of podcast we're going to have this week. But Jack, how the hell are you, mate?
I'm fuming. I was about to say I'm good, and I've remembered something that's happened, right? So, it's Eurovision on Saturday, and since childhood, I've loved Eurovision, right? It's rubbish, but love it, right? Just think it's absolutely hilarious. And my girlfriend, Bethany, hates Eurovision and can't understand why I like it, right? And then a couple of weeks ago, she's like, you know when things open up a bit more again and you can go out in like groups and stuff and all that and you can go inside places and stuff. She's like, so do you want to go out next weekend? I was like, yeah, that sounds good. And she was like, right, I've booked somewhere, but oh no, it's on the same night as Eurovision. And I'm like, you've very much done this on purpose. And she denies it, but I think it's outrageous. She knows how much I love it. She knows.
Who do you want to win?
Genuinely quite annoyed. I don't care who wins.
I know.
It's not about the winning.
You should take it to a bar that's showing Eurovision.
Yeah, that's the surprise. She's going to surprise you.
I don't think Billy Bootleggers in town shows Eurovision. It's not that sort of vibe. It's going for the old Western kind of feel, isn't it?
Ooh.
Grease them up. Pal. Put Eurovision on.
Yeah.
I'll make it worth your while. It's a $5 in 50p's.
Slip him a $1 bill.
Yeah.
Good partner.
What about yourself, Andrew? How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. It's been just a weird week. I'm like apparently the biggest heel in the biz now these days. Adam Paci's been throwing some dirt on me, and Sam and Tom as well. To be fair,
Has he? Oh,
yeah,
they as well.
Yeah, they've been going. Sam was like, "Oh yeah, he just rubbed sausage meat all over my keyboard." It's like, what? But yeah, it's been.
Why
weird.
did you do that?
Maffew, Come on now, Maffew. So it's been that, and then my boiler nearly exploded as well. Adult stuff.
Oh.
The guy came round. Boring stuff. Everybody wants to know this. Boring stuff. My boiler. I came home one day. An electrician had been in whilst I've not been at home. Water everywhere. I think the electrician fell into the boiler and
then just left
broke it and left it. Like, he didn't tell me or my my letting agency about it or anything. So I rang them up and they were like, yeah, we'll come out, get a guy out. And a guy came out really quick, nice plumber. And he was like, yeah, no, we've seen these boilers before. And when they blow, they go, whoop, straight through the ceiling.
Oh, wow.
Mental. And he was like, yeah, no, it's bad because we've seen that go straight through the thing. And then it's like scalded a baby or something before, which is mental. So thankfully that didn't happen. There's been no blowing up. It's all sorted now. But yeah, just boring adult stuff. I'm good,
that's
though.
Scary adult stuff.
That is scary adult stuff. I can just imagine like sitting on it and just going, whoa, and like shooting straight up to the sky.
Dave the plumber comes out and goes, all right, where's your boiler? And you go, up there.
Yeah.
It's very, some mothers do have them, or Laurel and Hardy. It's very the potential for slapstick is huge.
That's just my life in general.
Stanley, I'm going to have
all the time.
I need to have a rest. Let me sit on something. You know.
Yeah.
Holy, not now, Stan. I'm having a rest on this boiler.
I should point out, I only remember one Laurel and Hardy, right, from when I was, because my dad was I think my dad's dad was quite a fan, and so my dad liked it, and then I'd watch it if it was on with him. And the only thing I remember from Laurel and Hardy is there's going to be a fight, that one, where they're walking around the lobby, there's going to be a fight. Does no one remember that one?
Sorry, Jack.
Nah, never mind then, never mind. Anyway, I was going to say, Andrew, that me and Ross theorised on the news earlier on this week, that Adam's doing this because he fears your popularity, and he's been a bit of a Triple H, and he's just how can I cling on to the top?
I don't know about popularity. I
Oh,
genuinely,
Andrew.
no, honestly, like, I'm not even just saying. I'm not
Andrew.
even just saying this. I'm not just saying this. Honestly, not just saying this. But like, it's one of them things where you read the YouTube comments and loads of people are nice, and then you read a bad one and you're like, everybody hates me.
Oh yeah,
Piece of dirt.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but that's why
what
we're
it
here
feels
to
like.
tell you to ignore that one
Don't worry.
person.
Don't worry. I was gonna say, don't worry. That goes away, but that went away for me for a few years, and then this year it came back. But I think that's to do with not having anywhere to go and not having anyone to see.
Definitely.
Yeah. But anyway, no, you are very popular.
That's very kind
It's
of you.
because you're innately
And beautiful.
likable. And beautiful as well. And I just don't think we should... I get uncomfortable when I see this weird heel thing, because I know it's a dirty tactic.
But have you seen
by Adam
everybody?
Pacitti.
Have you seen everybody in the comments? Like, everything. Will Ospreay vacates his title. Everyone's like, oh, Andrew injured Will Ospreay. Like,
Andrew fired a boiler on him.
yeah.
No, because Pachitti's been very clever here, because even though you're very popular and likable, he's like literally like a cult leader. Like, I tuned in on Twitch, right, for the start of his stream recently, and it's the first time I've watched like the countdown to the start of his stream, and it's that song, like, I'll see you when you get there.
Yeah.
And the chat's like 400 people in the chat all going, leader, leader. And I'm just like, if he wanted to like stage a coup, he possibly could.
He actually could.
He could breach the outer gates of the city.
Yeah, we're not pretending ironically to be a cult. We are a cult now, or he is a cult, I should say.
It's just him. It's like different bits of a political party fragmenting. He's very much gone off the rails now.
He's the party of one.
He's Marlon Brando in Apocalypse Now. We're going to find him up the river, just on his own. But instead of a jungle, it's just like a Twitch setup.
Watching Barrymore for the 300th time. The horror.
All on
The
different
horror.
monitors, different videos of him.
Sam's the camera guy. He's a genius, man.
Just because stop him, man.
Just because of the camera, that's the only reason Sam would be. It's just the first person I could think of.
I do like Pacitti now. He's Kevin Nash looking at Wrath coming up as an undefeated streak. Goes, nah, I have to do something about that. Never
Not for me, pal. Doesn't work for me, kid.
Not feeling it. Let's do some news.
Aye.
Well, the big news this week, well, until yesterday, was R.I.P. New Jack.
Mm-hmm.
So, Andrew, you being more of a video game person, are you familiar with the myth, the legend that was New Jack?
Yeah, very much so. Like, when I was growing up, I enjoyed a lot of ECW. I used to watch a lot of ECW. And New Jack was the first, other than, like, you know, when you see Kane and stuff and that scares you, New Jack was, like, legitimately the first wrestler that ever scared me when I watched him. Like, seeing him just, like, pull people off scaffolding and stuff and just get out the cheese grater and actually just, like, full-on go for it. It frightened me. Like, I was intrigued by it, but I was petrified by it at the same time. Because obviously when you're younger, you're like, well, I mean, to be fair, with New Jack, it was real anyway. I was like, that is unbelievable that he can do that to someone. And then I watched, like, later on, obviously, like, the Dark Side of the Ring stuff, and I'm like, yes, he was a man. He was certainly a person. But I enjoyed it, just like his theme song blasting whilst he's, like, just sticking people in head with forks and stuff. Like, it's so strange, like, such a weird juxtaposition. But yeah, it's sad. It's sad that he's passed now.
Very much so. I obviously wasn't familiar with New Jack until later, and I remember becoming aware of him because when I was getting back into wrestling, I'd go on forums and stuff, and people would be having discussions about stuff that I had no idea about at the time, because I didn't understand wrestling. I hadn't watched it since I was a kid, and then he would always be brought up as, like, if the thread title was like, if WWE could sign anyone, who would it be? And everyone would go, New Jack. And then the other half of the thread would go, that's stupid. That would never happen. And then they go, it might. You never know. And it would just, yeah, that's how I felt. So then I thought, well, I've got to. So I Googled him and I just obviously couldn't believe it. And then the rise and fall of, wait, was he in the rise and fall of ECW? Yes.
Yeah.
He featured quite prominently in that, didn't he? Mm-hmm. The fall was in it.
Yeah.
And the victory. Yeah.
Because they were like, why didn't we get pay-per-view in 96? And you just like, But yeah, I believe New Jack did have he's either a tryout or to see, like, hi, we want a guy who did something with knives. We have to use our language here, Andrew, because of PG. With Cena in 04. Yeah, can you come in and we could see what you can do? I remember the joke being around there was that they asked New Jack to do some chain wrestling, so he pulled out a chain and hit someone with it, which I don't think is what happened. But I think New Jack, bless him, if he could, quote unquote, properly wrestle, he hadn't done it in a number of years, so I don't think it would have been very good. So he didn't get it, and they went with Jesus instead.
Oh.
That hot 1 month thing, just so they could say in December that Cena beat Jesus, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a weird time for the business. But yeah, New Jack, it's funny in a dark way, I guess, that a lot of his stuff that he did in ECW is not viewable on the number one source of wrestling video, which is the W Network, because of the fact that they played Natural Born Killers so loud that a lot of the editors are doing, but forget this. We're also going through and overdub every single bit. We're already doing all the hardcore TV and on TNN. Now we have to do the entire match. Nah, you're all right. So
He'll always be remembered, Boney, as like just out there. He's a proper unique character.
Right, it's so weird trying to eulogize him because he did a lot of stuff that people go, wait, that's horrible. Mass Transit incident it's a very, very, very bleak humor, if you're that way inclined, of incidents with even less funny incidents of putting his knife where it shouldn't have been. Still alleging after all these years that he attempted to end Vic Grimes' life when he threw him off the scaffold XPW. Still not sure about that. I think New Jack definitely had a way of being creative with the truth, like every other wrestler in the business. Just saying, he's not special in that regard. But he's helped there by Vic Grimes. Apparently, he's never doing an interview since like 01 or whatever it was. Like, last time he spoke or appeared. Maybe he's Amish now. I don't know. But still, though, with all that, with it being a fair distance, obviously, if this happened like next week, Bobby Fish shoots an opponent with a big old snap. You're like, oh my God, that's horrible.
Crazy, yeah.
That's horrific. But for some reason, these things push back. And it's like a different time, a different place, and it's been so built up over the years. New Jack's used that reputation to build to his legend. There is a certain amount of, that crazy dude. He was always jumping off stuff and taking people up to scaffolds and go, I don't know what to do, let's just fall off and hopefully we land on somewhere soft, and all the other things he did. So it's kind of like, yeah, thanks for the stories. Thanks for the legends. I'm glad we never worked together. So that's that news. Obviously that happened last Friday, because if people who don't watch the podcast know, as soon as we wrap up the podcast, something big happens.
There's always news on it.
Well, nothing could be bigger than what's just happened yesterday, I imagine, with NXT having their cuts. So I'll go through the list. Kavita Devi, his name's going to be horrible, I'm sorry. Kavita Devi, who was signed in 2017 for the Mae Young
one
Classic.
of the Mae Young Classics, yeah.
She was in 2, I think.
She
was
both?
in 17 and 18, yeah.
Oh, well done, Andrew. You're doing your research. Yeah, kept around, but ready to use. Last match for WWE was in 2019. Jessamine Duke made her WWE debut at Evolution 2018 as part of Shayna's 4 Horsewomen stable. Lost her role when Shayna got pulled up to Raw, and then she didn't do much apart from appearing on Raw Underground last year. And then after that fizzled out, she went full-time with Up, Up, Down, Down.
Hey,
There's a hell of a career trajectory there.
Fair.
Yeah, it's a shame we didn't get that 4 Horsewomen versus the 4 Horsewomen match, but at the same time, it wouldn't have worked anyway because there was such huge differences in levels of talent.
Or experience,
beg your pardon, experience is what we're going for there. Yeah. Ezra Judge, a bodybuilder who signed in 2019, didn't have any TV appearances as far as I know. His Wikipedia page, he looks stunning, so he's got that going for him. Skylar Story, aka Brandy Lauren from Impact.
She'd only just signed.
Yeah, signed in 2020, made an appearance in a Battle Royal, and that was it. And that Battle Royal's weird because Vanessa Bourne, who's been signed since 2017, again, last appeared in that 2020 Battle Royal.
She's a weird one to release because I mean it's sad for a lot of them, but I always thought she was one of the ones who would be better, like Elias or someone who'd be better on the main roster. She was more of a main roster wrestler than an
that
NXT
was it,
wrestler.
right? She had been called up to Raw, but like nothing had been said about it, and she hadn't debuted, and then she
never even
got
was on TV at all. Yeah,
I wasn't even
Weird.
aware of that.
Yeah, I think
It was announced and then-
I think it might have been around the time that Chelsea Green got called up.
Yeah,
Maybe.
could have been. Yeah,
Maybe.
Where am I? Alexander Wolf.
Yeah.
Been signed since 2015. So after a tag team with Sawyer Fulton. God, remember him. Then signed a hookup with Nikki Storm and Damo for a cool team known as Sanity. Won the tag titles from Authors of Pain at Take Our Brooklyn 3. And also main evented the first NXT War Games, teaming with AOP, who don't hold any grudges, take on the Undisputed Era.
No, it was a 3-team match.
Is that what it was?
It was Roderick
Strong. Of course it was, yes.
Roderick Strong, I think, in the AOP, yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, but it was still, he had some good moments, man. I'm sad for him as well.
Yeah, and then they got brought up to SmackDown in 2018. I'd forgotten about this fact. Proceeded to lose every single match, including a 3-on-1 match to Miz.
Oh, what? Oh.
Wow.
I forgot about something he's running SmackDown.
2-time WWE champion, The Miz.
Oh, yeah, of course. And Wolf then went to NXT UK, joined Imperium, a.k.a. Morrison's own ring camp.
Yeah.
And then on this week's NXT, we'll skip ahead, lost a very quick match to former friend Damo, was quickly beaten up, and then they moved on without saying anything. Mm-hmm. It was harsh. They didn't even get them what they could out of him.
No.
So, Jake Clemens, ND ref, who immediately got a booking with AI Dub the day he was let go. So well done, Jake.
Hey.
And then Drake Wirtz. Yep. Drake Wirtz reportedly might as well just read the report that we've got here.
Are we quoting someone else though?
Yes, we have Fightful. The term that's going around is nuclear heat brought on by himself, is the quote. After he was warned by WWE after attending events without a mask, there was said to be attempts for political plays. Well, I mean, whatever, trying to get a job, whatever. It was also reported that there was an issue with Ezra Judge, which almost got physical, we're quoting here, with Wirtz. And there were numerous instances where NXT higher-ups were alerted to issues that Wirtz had with people of colour. That's what they said in this. Apparently, this comes from when Triple H gave a speech about Black Lives Matter and said that all people of different races and religions being welcomed here. Once religions were mentioned, Wirtz aggressively gathered his stuff and left. Several wrestlers in the company say that they felt uncomfortable around him. Among other things, Wirtz was said to have been loudly critical of wrestlers getting vaccinated, even for flu shots. I mean, it's so sad. As someone, I've said this a few weeks ago, but it's so sad. Drake Younger used to be known as the most positive person in all of wrestling, who got his life turned around from a lot of bad stuff to being PMA, get himself in shape and ripped and going to PWG and then getting signed. He was like, yay, the hardcore hero triumphs, woohoo. And now all I see are people and those places that used to hang out with him and know him go, what happened to that guy?
I feel like he needs help. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to excuse what are clearly some very dodgy and in some cases quite bigoted opinions, but it's like the constant mania of him attempting to push a conspiracy. I feel like he might be quite a vulnerable person. That's just pure speculation, though. I don't know. But yeah, it's very strange. And it just kind of turns out that everything that everyone was speculating about him, it's true. So, yeah. Weird one.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just MDK now, so that's all right.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, what a documentary that was. And, one last thing. There we go, we'll do this Columbo style. Coming in just off the presses, Velveteen Dream.
I'm actually surprised because they held on to him at the height of all the allegations, but now they've let him go. So I was actually quite surprised to hear this. Yeah,
it's a perfect victory, a small victory, like Faith No More would say, because Velveteen Dream was accused by multiple people of very similar things, and they all happened to be very twinkish people he was messaging. So, and fair play to the journos. Fair play to those journos that went on every press call and went there. All right, we've had a very good event. Obviously, Adam Cole or Johnny Gargano was in the main event, so it's obviously NXT. Any questions? Every hand goes up. It's like, bearing in mind that I've already addressed Velveteen Dream, every hand goes down. Yeah, the journals like Sean Ross Sapp, everybody else asked every time. The point Triple H's like, look, go away. Stop asking. And that wasn't enough. It's only because of other stories coming out that they're going, oh, okay, yeah, now you're an issue.
Really?
Now. There's been, right now as we do this podcast, no one now will look. They'll all come out as soon as this podcast is over. So I'm trying to make this future-proof.
All right.
You know, like the Game Boy Advance. But the the stories going around is that he, again, also had nuclear heat. Very hard to work with. Allegedly, there's a video of him smashing a car window.
Really? I never.
Allegedly. Allegedly. Your Honor.
Is it Rob Schamberger? Is that his name?
Who put
The
the
guy
tweet
who
out?
tweeted. The guy who tweeted.
Yeah.
Is he the artist guy?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. He tweeted something similar saying, well, he didn't name Velveteen Dream, but I guess
the abbreviation VD.
the timing of it.
That's how likable he is.
He said clearly this guy needs to work on himself and emotion and all this sort of stuff. And he said he was the most unprofessional person he'd ever worked with. And I know it doesn't. I know it pales in comparison to the other allocator. I know it does, but yeah, I just never heard a flicker of any of that sort of stuff. And when it seemed like WWE were keeping hold of him despite all the allegations, for them to then release him now, I was just like, it seems all backwards. It's very strange indeed.
Well, his last match was December for the. I mean, losing to Adam Cole at a very Gargano Christmas.
What?
Which I don't remember.
That
that sounds like
What
the
was
worst
that?
episode of NXT ever.
I'm gonna have a.
I thought the last thing he did was with that parking lot brawl thing.
That's what I thought as well. But it was used very sporadically after that.
Ah.
A very Gargano Christmas.
Very Gargano Christmas.
What would that?
I think
what
it's
would that
just.
sound
I
like?
think it was just the title of.
I don't know what it
One of
sounded like,
the-
Andrew, but I imagine it was way longer than it needed to be.
What? When was it ever named this? Oh, you know what it would have been, lads? By the looks of it, it was the week that we were all off for Christmas.
Oh,
So we wouldn't have
my
really missed
God.
it.
nobody saw it.
We're not watching any wrestling. Yeah, it says here.
The original title was A Very Crappy Christmas.
AEW Dynamite's Holiday Bash beats NXT's A Very Gargano Christmas. I don't remember any.
I don't remember that. I
I was
watch
just-
NXT like
I was
pretty
just-
like weekly as well, and I
There
do
were no
not remember
winners
that.
that
Yeah,
week.
but we hadn't seen our families for a year, so we probably the last thing we wanted to do was watch wrestling when we went home for Christmas. I
Oh,
guess.
but what was that thing a while ago? Do you remember when it was like NXT versus AEW? Yeah, all pale in comparison to the annual showing of Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah. Jingle All the Way's on. I'm not watching that.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's my
Oh,
favorite
that's
Christmas film.
great. It's so
good.
Turbo Man. Oh,
Let's see, Johnny Gargano, Velveteen Dream, or The Muppets Christmas Carol for the 300th time. Oh, it's tough. But yes, Velveteen Dream, the biggest waste of talent,
Yeah.
I think, in the last, let's say, 5 years at least.
Yeah.
I think anybody else, I'll probably not say him because I can't be bothered. But Velveteen Dream, you stupid, beautiful human being for being so good in the ring, so good at promos, so good at the display of visuals and homoeroticism and everything that made, wow, God, look at this character. Look how
Yeah.
stunning he is. Nothing can mess this up.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well done.
yeah. Never mind.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
What school do you go to? Not the Performance Centre. The Miz has a torn ACL, which is the first serious injury he's had in WWE, apparently.
Yeah.
Which can't be right.
He prides
I know he's
himself on
bragged
not
about-
getting injured.
Yeah, he's
doesn't
always
he?
bragged about that, but I mean,
No,
he's been in the company since 04.
Yeah, he's done very, very well.
Oh, earlier than that, I guess.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess his style's like pretty safe, I suppose. I think that's what people sort of criticize him for, right? That his style might seem a
but-
little bit boring.
That was
and
the
stuff,
Daniel
but-
Bryan promo, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, of course it was. Yeah,
But he's such an asset to them. Like, if they bring in another Bad Bunny, who they're going to... He's very safe pair of hands. He's like Heath
Yeah.
Slater, but, you know, more... a different type of character. I mean, I think Miz... I really enjoy the Miz. He gives his all with, like, everything that they give him storyline-wise, but then he will have, like, the same type of match. But that's what they want, so, you know.
Oh, no, I love him.
I hope he
As you
recovers.
said, he's with everyone else
I hope he
doing...
recovers. I hope he recovers quickly.
Yes. Take all the
I
time
hope he
off me.
recovers.
I hope he never recovers.
Guys, I don't want to... I'm going out on a limb here, but I actually hope he recovers. Quickly.
It's just at home going, I don't know what to do. What do you do when you're injured? Does he know you can go to hospital?
Oh, dear.
Kenny Omega versus Andrade, confirmed for Triple Mania. It's Andrade's first televised match since October 2020.
Oh, that's going to be...
wow. Oh, look at
Doesn't
that
seem
rubbing
real.
his
Yeah,
jaw.
I heard that on the camera.
got some nylon. Got static.
AEW announces there will be a second TV show. Wait, second. Oh, I see the ones on YouTube. AEW Rampage.
There are too many shows.
Yes.
In AEW.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yes. There are too many shows in AEW. Please eliminate 3 of them. It will premiere later this year on Friday, August 13th. AEW programming will air on the station until the end of the year, but will then move over to TBS in 2022. Ooh. TNT will still have some wrestling, though, and AEW will host 4 annual specials on the network. It's probably for the best, if they have more big things to lead up to. The TNT title will not be renamed.
I was just about to ask that. I was just about to ask that.
Say.
Strange. Okay, fair enough.
We're going to get the TBS title.
That's what we were talking about on the news yesterday. It just doesn't have the same ring as TNT title, does it?
Yeah.
No.
But then
TNT
someone else...
boom.
yeah, exactly. Someone else mentioned that in the comments, and I didn't even think about that TNT, Dynamite, Wile E. Coyote's favourite weapon of destruction.
AC/DC's favourite weapon.
Yes, yeah. That would work.
I'm just thinking there, imagine if it was the same over here. So if there was a wrestling promotion on UK TV, but it kept on switching channels, so you'd have like the Dave Championship, the Challenge Championship,
the Men and
ITV4
Motoring Championship.
Yeah. Even just like the Channel 4 Championships.
That sounds kind of good, though.
Yeah.
I quite like that.
Yeah.
The Dave Jarvu Championship.
That's right. I'm going to have to get another laminate sticker for my title belt because we're moving brands again. God.
There's no doubt that you are the greatest E4 champion that's ever lived.
Whoa. You can imagine the E4 championship will be lavish. It'd be extravagant.
Yeah.
I thought he's going to go for all 3 titles, the Channel 4 Triple Crown, the Channel 4, the E4, and the E4 plus 1.
Whoa. Oh, I thought you said the more 4.
Oh, no.
That's too many 4s.
That's a lot of 4s.
Yeah.
Maths is bad. And that was a lot of news. A lot of stuff with this link on later on, but we'll just move on there and take a break.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
And now for everyone's favourite segment, but not mine this week, the Hall of Fame. In condescending order. Oh, it was a slaughter. Nice and spicy knickknacks, 13%.
Good.
What?
Good. Terrible crisp.
Good. Are you actually having me on? You're having me on.
Taco Bell, 16%. Well, I think the people have spoken. I'll never bring up Taco Bell ever again. Thank you very much. Such a winner. Such a mess. Carl,
the champ
69%.
Well, that's a landslide, that. Despite I feel you and Adam downplaying the story slightly, the truth of the inspiration of Carl has shone through, and he's rightly won the Hall of Fame.
What was the story?
He was my taxi driver who I prejudged like a snob.
Oh, that's right. Now I forgot. Oh, Andrew, you weren't here last week.
I weren't.
Jack was talking. Jack basically revealed that he's a classist.
No.
Can you believe there was a what happened? Hey, there was this taxi driver, right? And could you believe it? He did more than just taxis.
No,
well, that's insane. He doesn't go home to his house that looks like a taxi and drink from his taxi mug and go, hey, the fares today.
It wasn't even like that.
Our taxis monthly. Oh, get in me favourite.
I got in a taxi with a man who me and my mate was, and we're both from the northeast as well, but we were scared of him because he seemed like...
I'm not a classist, but I was scared of the taxi driver.
Well, yeah, because he immediately had a dispute with my mate over the best way to leave his estate. He was like, yeah, mate, if I just gone down here, that's quicker, isn't it? And he was like, no, not really, no. And he was like, oh, yeah, pure is like, no. And I was like, oh.
Fair enough.
He was like Buzzcocks, if anyone has seen those videos online. Not the band, the character. But then, Andrew, we got chatting to him, and he was just like, he'd lived 1,000 lives, more than we had. When he was 18, he went volunteering in Nepal for 6 months. Ooh. And he kept on saying, like, I only had to learn about, like, racial sensitivity and disability training and that, because we're all working with kids, obviously, with cerebral palsy and everything. And he was just...
What a nice guy.
He was actually just very intelligent, very nice guy. But with slightly Newcastle lad tendencies. He was like, we used to rent scooters for like 5 rupees and just go nyom through the mountains. He was in Nepal.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the capital of Nepal is Kathmandu. Bet you didn't think that was a real word, haha. So, and I was like, no, I thought it was like Timbuktu. And he was like, well, that's a city and all. I was like, wow. Anyway, so that was Carl. And then he picked us up on the way home and we were drunk and we had an even better time.
Amazing.
I think we did the metro mission, right?
It was a good story, and I'm glad people liked it. But it was funny going, "Hey, can you believe it?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's just funny because you sounded more Tory than Pachidi for once, which is very hard to do.
It prompted Pachidi to go, "I'm actually more working class than you."
Yeah, of
in
course,
his voice,
yes.
which
I once spoke to a builder.
Which fair enough. Like, to be fair, Adam's accent makes him sound far posher than he actually is. Mm-hmm. But it was just this. It was a funny sentence in that voice. I'm actually more working class than you.
If your beat was flat, you know it's like, oh, he's
well,
not.
I'll describe it as Adam may have grown up in a more working class environment or whatever. But I don't know what the Isle of Wight's like. But on nights out, when he's like winding people, or when he used to be a bit more mischievous a few years ago, in Pop World and that, he'd be winding up strangers and stuff. And very much Adam was giving off the energy of a man who's never been punched in the face before. And I just think, you know, I just felt like it says a lot. But I wish, when you wish you'd said something, but it's a week later now and he's not here, I'm like, Anyway, he's gone back to the Isle of Wight. He's gone back to see his family, which is nice.
Yeah.
Oh, is that why he's not here? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's gone he's finally managed to get home. They've been vaccinated, so it's all good.
Oh, that's good. They can punch him in the face. So you won last week, Jack, or this week, I guess. What is your pick? Is you drink?
Sorry about that.
Sorry, just the audio people.
Yeah, I don't really know. I've not really got one. And usually when I panic and just think of one, it's often like the concept of whatever. I'll go for. You know what? I might even go for a wrestling one. I know it's beyond comprehension. I'm gonna go for Eurovision, the Eurovision Song Contest, because I'm missing it this year, and I'm absolutely devastated by that. I'll nominate a specific, my favourite Eurovision entry of all time, which I believe is Lithuania from about 2006. May have been Moldova, but I think it was Lithuania, and they did a song called "We Are the Winners of Eurovision."
Oh God,
wow.
I remember that one.
They didn't win, but it's fantastic. No, I don't. They're not being. They got booed. They got heel heat
Really?
at Eurovision. Yeah, which takes some doing. And the song was just them, but quite cheekily going, "We are the winners of Eurovision. We are." So good. And then a bloke who looks like Matt Lucas in a suit just starts dancing madly.
Whoa, that sounds so good.
So vote for the winners. It's absolutely brilliant. And then they finish with a big finale, and they're all stood there like that, and it's just boo.
Good.
I love them. What's wrong with that? You've got to back yourself.
Was it Guo? Were they on Eurovision? Is that? Do you remember that metal
Lordi.
band? That was it, Lordi. That was.
Oh
the one.
no, they won. They won.
Yeah,
they were the winners
cool.
of Eurovision.
That's the only. I don't watch Eurovision, but that's the only thing I remember from Eurovision.
Hard Rock Hallelujah.
That was it.
Hallelujah. No,
I was
we are the
excited
winners.
for Little Big doing this year, but then they pulled themselves. And then I'm sorry.
We Are the Winners was in 2006, and it was the Lithuanian entry. Yeah. Brilliant song.
Nice.
Everyone check it out.
I feel
Although
like
I've
them
just
now.
described.
Sorry, I feel like them now because we've just seen the Germans and they're way better than this year. Just throw it in. Let's just do the worst one possible.
My lovely horse.
Yeah, right. But that's how I feel now because there's no way Eurovision's not winning this Hall of Fame.
No.
Our
Don't say
audience.
that. Don't say that.
It's got it in the bag.
Don't say that. Well, why don't you both nominate a different Eurovision song we can see?
All I know is Lordi.
You might know some other songs that have become...
Lordi.
Whatever.
That's how they sung.
ABBA did a Eurovision song. Maybe it was Waterloo.
Did they? Really?
Yeah,
They did
ABBA won
loads. I thought
Eurovision.
they were like East Germany. They came to the football for a while, didn't they? West
Never
Germany,
knew that.
sorry. Whoops.
Well, yeah, West Germany. Of course, ABBA obviously representing Sweden, neither Germany. But I'm just
I know.
I
I don't know why I
went-
went with that. As
know.
like that's how good they were. I was just.
But
anyway,
you'll know some, Andrew. You might know Bucks Fizz. Bucks Fizz.
Yeah.
Making your mind up when they ripped the skirts off like Miss Elizabeth, and everyone reacted like it was because it was that sort of time. So everyone was like, "Legs on TV."
angry Victorian dads switching the TVs off, going, "That's disgusting."
Yeah. Daz Sampson, Teenage Life. Adam Paci's personal friend.
Oh yeah. I did, yeah. He puts it on in Office sometimes.
Trying to think of any other big ones. Kisses
mine
for
is-
Me, Brotherhood of Man. Go on.
I've got one. A Bit of Peace by Nicole.
of Peace.
Ambition, freedom, ambition,
Oh, German.
freedom. Yeah, she did it in English as well, but I like the German one.
A German woman won with quite a big one. Satellite.
Baby,
do you know?
you're a satellite.
No. Do you remember the song Euphoria? Euphoria.
Yeah.
Du-du-du-du-du-du. Yeah, it was like a very boring EDM track. That won Eurovision.
Oh, cool.
And I'll drop in one more. Oh, go on.
Go on. Ooh.
Go on, Matthew.
What was
So
the
Matthew Gass.
English? I'll have to go Google it, but there was an English Eurovision hopeful team that played at our school.
Oh, not Gemini.
No.
Was it the flight attendants?
No, I'll remember that. It wasn't Jordan either. I have to Google, sorry.
That's all right.
Didn't win.
What's the one other famous Eurovision song that I just thought? Do you remember that song, Fly on the Wings of Love? Fly on the wings of love.
Oh my god, yeah. That was on like every single Clubland
Like a
CD.
trance. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
original is actually an acoustic by two like bearded Danish blokes on a guitar.
Really?
Who played that at Eurovision, yeah, and it's more like Fly on the wings of love. It's lovely. That's another accent.
Can you sing the whole thing for us, please? Jack?
No, man.
Oh, come on.
But obviously, because I'm from Newcastle and that, I prefer like the. In the night I stay, in the sleeps I pray.
Every time we touch, I can
Yeah.
just feel it.
Pretty green eye. Never have to be.
Fire!
Wait a minute. We were doing trance. Have you gone back to the German? Oh, you're doing Scooter.
I was doing Scooter, sorry.
Yes, you've
Killed
mixed
the mood,
German.
I'm very
and-
sorry.
No, you've mixed German and Newcastle in one.
Whoa.
I know. Do you know, Matthew, that not
Yes.
many people south of this area know "Children of the Night" by Nakatomi?
What?
No.
That was like the school disco anthem.
I know.
That like Smurf high pitch. We are the children
Yeah.
of the
The
night.
night.
Oh, Andrew
Yeah,
knows
exactly,
that.
Andrew, yeah.
So it's reached York.
Never
Yeah,
not that
it's
far.
like it's getting there.
We need to find the cut-off point for "Children of the Night."
That's it's because, right, like every single Wednesday when I was a kid, we used to go to Morrison's, my mum and dad, not trans people at all, but they'd get like the Clubland, Clubland 15. Oh, next year, Clubland 16, like
Really?
get all
Would
them.
they?
And that would be our soundtrack going to Morrison's.
What car was it? This is crucial.
It was a Toyota, what was it then? A Toyota Avensis probably. That's my dad's weird. He's like he just like, what car are you getting next, Dad? Toyota Avensis. Yeah.
Nice.
Just like all the time. So, yeah.
Fair
Good
play.
story, that. Sorry. Good
Sorry,
story,
I'll
that.
pass on. We've lingered far too long on my Eurovision one, but I'm nominating "We Are the Winners of Eurovision" by Lithuania in 2006.
Nice.
Thank you.
I'm
He
so
wants to go
tempted to do
next.
another Eurovision song.
Oh, yeah,
100%.
100%.
Because it's like nothing else. It's going to be Taco Bell, mushy peas, possibly. No, I'm gonna. But then it's like, aha, I want to win, but I can't pick. Oh, I know popular Eurovision songs. Chance of winning. Epic Sax Guy.
Oh, nice choice.
Oh, nice.
That's a big choice. Yeah, that's a very good choice.
And that's all they played for some reason.
He was very thrusty, wasn't he? With
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they've got
Giving it big uns.
they put like a seal doing it. You seen the seal in the
He was
water
never.
that spins round?
He's never in Eurovision.
But
No,
not,
I saw
not
that.
that seal.
It was amazing. They got a.
La, la, la,
I'll stop now.
la, la, la. I hate that song.
Hi, Seal, you're great. Oh,
I know
thanks.
you
What
do.
can you can you go in this big pool we got at Eurovision and do this?
Just spin
What?
round.
Yeah, it was miscommunication. We actually wanted an actual seal, but you've shown up. It's actually really awkward.
This is like something that would happen on like extras. They're trying to book Seal, but they book
An
No,
actual
you bought
seal.
the singer seal. Yeah, it's a singing. It's Eurovision. Why would you want an actual seal? Could be more specific there.
We
Pop
just need.
saxophone
Can
in
we all
Seal.
write a sitcom? We've got that's
we
one
have.
episode. We've got no other blueprint apart from that.
Yeah.
We can work it out from then on.
Yeah, we have to. We're like Ole Anderson
We
booking.
can
We'll
call
write
it-
the punchline and then work backwards.
Yeah, we'll call it like seal of approval or something, and then we'll go from
Oh!
there. Yeah.
Oh, Jack, so you're sorting out Eurovision this year. That's fantastic. Apparently, you're allowed to have one American singer and also an animal. Well, that sounds all right, says Jack. I'm sure this won't come up in an awkward situation later on.
I've got a horrible feeling that Seal isn't American.
But he's not, whatever he is, basically Eurovision now, as many people point
Seal.
out, is basically, it's no longer Europe. It's now every other country apart from America.
Wow, I did not know
can't.
this. Apparently Seal is English.
Yeah, there was a video going round of him standing in Manchester City Centre just playing guitar and singing. Oh no, someone played guitar and then Seal comes up and just like sings with him.
Do you know
Out
what
of
else is?
nowhere.
Do you know
Wow,
what
one
else
of
is
those wacky,
English?
spontaneous things that happens.
And when I learned they were English, I was so surprised.
Seal's English?
I know. But
He
you know
can do
what?
Eurovision then. This
He
is
can.
perfect. The
Why don't
sitcom
we
is
just- Why don't we
saved.
just end a Seal? It would win again. We'd win. Why don't we just end a Seal? We ended Blue and it didn't work, but Seal's different.
Well, I'm trying to
Seal
think,
is
why would I
different.
think he's not He's not from London?
I thought he was.
Baby!
I thought
Oh,
he was
that's
either
why.
American or German. I don't know why.
German.
I think he went out with Heidi Klum for a bit.
Oh, there you go.
Or he's
Case
still-
closed, Your Honour.
Do you know what else is English? And I always thought they were American. Mark Morrison, Return of the Mac.
Oh.
Yeah, English.
No
Couldn't believe
way.
it. Yeah, I know. What a
Turn
tune.
up the Mac.
Ah, what a tune.
Well, good.
Nominate that.
Yeah. So mine is
Once
Reti-
again.
Yeah, go on. My was epic sax guy, and I got distracted by everything. Gillian Anderson, she was confused me because I thought she's like more British than she is. Canadian, but she only ever does. This is a very boring tangent. I will stop talking now. Andrew Hodkinson, what is your
Yes.
pick?
My pick is actually musical related as well. So like I'm gonna nominate this wonderful instrument right here.
Oh,
The
I've seen that.
automaton.
Yeah.
So I was at the weekend. I was watching Final Fantasy XIV Fan Fest with Joski, who's a fan of the channel and a good friend as well. We were sat there. We were just watching it all, and then the composer of Final Fantasy music and stuff comes up on stage, gets one of these bad lads out, and just starts wailing on it. And I've always wanted one, and I'm glad that I've got one because it was the best thing watching them do it. But it is one of the hardest instruments I've ever tried to learn ever.
You can play instruments also. You're not just saying that as a rube.
No, I'm being genuine. Like I enjoy finding something and an instrument and just being like, oh, I wonder if I can give that a go, get something
on,
out of it. This is well hard,
Go
right?
on.
Like, are you ready?
Yeah.
Might get DMCA'd or
Oh, yeah,
whatever
it'd be so
for this.
good.
Oh,
Wait.
Is that?
oh, you've got
I
a
got
bit,
that
Andrew.
wrong.
Yeah,
Got
there's-
that
Because I think I think
Discord
the
didn't
Mike
like
treated that as.
But I think I can guess what I think guess what it is.
Go on.
Is it Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre?
No, but
it's
it could be.
somebody.
Oh, I thought it was dun,
Somebody
dun,
once
dun,
told
dun,
me.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. You
Oh.
can. I was thinking then as well. Do you know, like, obviously we were saying loads of New Jack stuff isn't on WWE because of the theme song. You could just be like,
That was good.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Just do that.
they should go back to the WWE Network and replace Natural Born Killers and replace it with somebody. I'll go, yeah, New Jack's here.
Shrek comes bursting out from the back.
Would that be the least fitting New Jack song? Maybe.
I've never thought about
No.
overdub it. What's the best theme to overdub New Jack's theme with? That might be a
This.
thing for Twitter now. Like, yeah, that or the. When you said the composer for Final Fantasy, was that Nobuo?
Soken.
I'm really outdated now with that reference.
My mate from school, he went to York Uni, so he might have seen Long Boy actually. I'm not sure.
Oh.
But the Duck.
Yeah,
But
Anybody nominate him?
yeah, he won the other
Oh, he
week.
won, man.
Yeah. But him and when I went, when you go and visit your mate at a different uni and you're the exciting new kid, So we were pre-drinking, and they put on a playlist which Charlie Brooker had put on Spotify called like Natural Contraception or something like that, like the unsexiest playlist ever. And I think that one of those songs would be the worst New Jack song, which was a Christian kids choir song called Deep and Wide. And it was deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide.
No, that would work for him because like he's deep and wide, cutting people. There's a fountain flowing from him.
Yeah.
True. Very.
Yeah.
But then,
What we're going to do in the match? Let's call the match. Master Ryan said, deep and wide.
After the first verse, I don't know why it is, but after the first verse, then the kids start going like, and wide. Like they take away one word each time, and eventually they end up going like, and I don't know why. I don't know. It's absolutely despicable. It's awful.
Oh, that's good, that.
That's awesome.
Fountain flowing deep and wide.
Our God is an awesome God. It's New Jack. Oh.
I'm a spring chicken, I'm yellow and small. My feathers are fluffy and they're keeping me warm.
New Jack, the fastest milkman in the West.
It was on a starry night when the hills were... Do other countries know that song? I hope so. Or for anyone watching, because all the UK kids at the middle,
They're going,
oh, it's that song from primary school.
Yeah, I After Children of the Night, they played that.
yeah.
New Jack just coming out. Pretty green eye.
Oh my God.
Oh dear.
So yeah, automaton.
Well, but I just want to point out, we're not disrespecting the memory of New Jack. We're just being absurd. We're
Yes.
not.
Yes, we're being absurd. New
Yes.
Jack would have loved this discussion.
He would.
Yeah.
By the way, on that note, did you guys ever have a school song that you'd sing? Because we had, I can't remember, I still believe this. You gotta have teamwork, working together. We can get the job done right. It's all down
like
to
the builder.
teamwork.
Wait, is your school like a kids' TV show?
No
That
need
was
to
the
fuss.
start
Oh
of
my
every
God,
day.
yeah, you're right. No
musical.
need to fuss or fight, because when you use teamwork, done, it comes out right. And then some of the naughty kids would look at each other and go, comes out wrong.
Oh.
Did you guys do that? If you did, like, after you did
We
the
did
prayer
school
the
assemblies
day?
and the
Yeah.
singing stuff,
Well,
but we
sing
never had like a
hymns.
specific one that
I'm
was
just
like for us. Like
I'm just imagining all the kids arriving at school like the opening of The Simpsons or something. Like a car pulls up with a bike and says, teamwork.
Everyone's heading into school at different times, all like
Yeah.
coming and merging and coming at the part of the song. Teamwork.
One by one, turn into the camera. Like they're arguing with someone. They're like,
yeah.
what a bad Hall of Fame segment. I feel like
good.
I've primarily
Yes.
derailed this segment.
No,
No, I
it was
like this.
good.
We've been taught by the best. So, Andrew, what was your Hall of Fame pick? Is
It's just automaton, this wonderful instrument.
that what it's called? An automaton?
An automaton. Look, you can squeeze its mouth. Good that.
Oh.
That's good. It's good.
Thank
You
you.
make that noise when I squeeze your mouth. So, the Hall of Fame picks, in case you've gone away for half an hour and come back, are Jack is nominating his favourite Eurovision song, which is
We are the winners of Eurovision.
the winners
We
of
are, we
Eurovision.
are.
Do you know the name of the team?
It was Lithuania, but I think they were called LT United. I've just seen there.
LT,
right.
that's a football team.
Well, they were very.
headlined
it was
WrestleMania
It was like
11.
a football chant. It was like a football chant. LT United. They were created in 2006 for the sole purpose of representing Lithuania.
A test
Oh,
tube
really? Oh, they want an existing band? Oh, that's great. Mine is
Well, if-
Epic Sax Guy, representing Eurovision. Also known as, where are we at? No. Doesn't even say the name of the band. Oh, Sunstroke Project.
Okay.
Yeah, me
Holiday
neither.
Vibe.
Name of that band. And Andrews is picking the Kirby instrument. Because if you put down anything else, I think people go, what? So you have to appreciate some people don't actually watch the podcast.
Yes,
And after the
I
last
do.
20 minutes, who can blame them? So those are the three picks. And if you want to go to any one of those and put them up on first place, then you can by going to patreon.com/Cultaholic.
This is This Week in the Wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling. Start off with SmackDown, because that came first. Jey Uso introduces Roman Reigns to open the show. Roman dismisses Cesaro as a threat before turning his attention to Jimmy, who interrupts. Jimmy annoys Roman, saying he doesn't think he can beat Cesaro at Backlash. Roman suggests Jimmy prove he's the man around here by calling out Cesaro. which he does. Cesaro accepts the challenge for later tonight. Ooh.
I've not got much to say about that.
Natalia. Oh, and why would we? When Natalia and Tamina, of all the weeks for Ross to take off, beat Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler to become the women's tag champs. They get a post-match interview in the ring and actual pyro as well. The finish to this was something else. Because usually when people write down, here's an idea for a match finish, and you go, all right, that'll look good if done right. Nia Jax gave Natalia a Samoan drop, and then she stayed down like a turtle on its back, waiting for Tamina to splash her. It looked rubbish. That was the finish. I guess that's appropriate. I know that Ross loves this. It's the women's tag division. Some of these women are great in singles, but as soon as they go there, they're terrible. I don't know why. Don't know what it is about it. That's me being negative. Jack, you may have something positive to say about this.
Andrew?
So I was like catching up with stuff, and I had like segments and stuff on about 1.75 speed, and even still then it looked like it took Nia Jax. She was just led down after that. But I mean, hopefully this is a point in the right direction now. I think I really want to see Shayna Baszler just be a single star again. And I really want to see a feud with Rhea Ripley and sort of like reignite some of the stuff that they had in NXT. I think that'd make sort of sense storyline wise. There's still stuff there, but I'm really happy that Tamina's finally done it. And hopefully now that we've got the belts on another team, we'll start getting some good matches, some good tag matches out of other people too. So hopefully this is a positive. I'm seeing it as a positive, like a new era. Tamina's got a belt, Natalia's got the belt, new start, fresh start. Let's kick it off, get the woo-woos going for the Tamina train.
That's right. The Tamina era has begun. Apollo Crews is here to present the Nigerian Medal of Honor to Commander Aziz. Big E interrupts the ceremony from the Tron to remind us that this feud is still going. Sami Zayn makes his entrance to suck up to Apollo and ask for a title shot, but he's chased into the ring by the rival of Kevin Owens. Everybody brawls. Big E suddenly turns up in person to join in. He stands tall, but Aziz pulls Apollo out the ring before Big E can get his hands on him. Then later on, Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville book a four-way match for the IC title next week. Apollo, Big E, Owens, Zayn. Yeah.
Very weird. You know, it was very Raw, like the promo parade segments, but it was like they were trying to do it in a bit of a different way, and it just came across a little bit convoluted for me.
Do you think they're doing this like, cool, we don't know who's going to get fired next, so let's just keep these feuds going until we know, then we can move on? Maybe.
Sometimes I honestly feel like WWE forget to end feuds. Like
That's been a big criticism of them for years. It's like, this feud must continue. You're like, oh.
But I get that the feud's gone too long sometimes. But sometimes I feel like honestly they just forget to end them. Like, they're just like, what are you doing this week? Have a segment with the bloke you're feuding with. And just think, when's it gonna end?
Maybe next week. When? Oh wait, where are we now? This week
even?
Tonight.
This
very night. Maybe it ends then. Maybe there's just like obviously a big blow off between them all, and then that's it. Do you reckon? Or do you reckon it's still gonna keep going with Big E?
I think it's still going to keep going for a little bit. Yeah.
Ray beats Ziggler in singles action. And it's a weird thing about that was Ziggler's first moment when he became a respectful-ish dude in WWE was SummerSlam 09. No, just me though.
Why what?
It's just that like Ray versus Dolph is still happening in 2021, but like when Ziggler was up and coming, and
was that against Ray?
Hi, I'm Dolph Ziggler, and SummerSlam that to me was when Ziggler became respected.
Was that against Ray?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Sorry, I don't think I said that very well. Backstage, Dolph and Rude try to ridicule Dominic, but he says that he can call them all the names they want because on Sunday they'll be calling him champ.
Go on, Dom. Woo! Go on.
And they're like, we're going to beat the hell out of you on the pre-show just for that. And Dom's like, oh, please don't. It didn't work. Michael Cole interrupts interviews Bianca Belair in the ring.
Wait one second.
Whoa. But they're interrupted by Bayley. There we go, on the Tron. She says that she used to be like Belair, all sequins and ponytails, looking for attention. But Belair's fairy tale will end on Sunday.
Oh, Bailey's good, man.
Yeah, I
She's
like
evil
that.
now because her hair's messed.
The hair really suits her. You know, when you see
Yeah, I
someone
think
get it-
so.
You know, when you see someone with a different hairstyle or a different look, somehow you're like, that really suits them. I'm like, Bailey suits that hairstyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baron
It frames
Corbin-
her face really nicely.
That's it. It's all about the framing.
Yeah.
Baron Corbin beats Nakamura, woohoo, reversing a submission into a pinfall. He throws Nakamura out of the ring, but he comes back and hits him with a Kinshasa before sealing Corbin's crown. It's also the same week Nakamura did an interview and said that he's still struggling with WWE.
I don't talk to Vince. Yeah.
We can tell.
Yeah.
We get another Aleister Black vignette where he talks about how rubbish we are compared to him.
I didn't know how else to put it. Because he's
pretty
doing
perfect.
He's doing a combination of arrogant heel and spooky heel at the same time.
The cocky ghost, Aleister Black.
Yeah.
We're dirty steel. He's a participant. We are spectators, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, I think they change it up slightly so people say, "Look, can you stop saying he's Garth Marenghi?"
Keep saying his Garth Marenghi. That's my favourite bit about it.
Yeah, that's what I liked. I hope he hits people with his big book.
Yeah. And just going,
Now in hardback.
maggots.
Yeah.
Maggots. Maggots with each hit.
And pauses. Maggots.
Yeah.
Jimmy Uso faces Cesaro in the main event, but Roman attacks Cesaro midway through the match. Jimmy is annoyed, saying he had the match won, and he refuses to help.
That was a lie, by the way. Cesaro was battering him.
Yeah, and he refuses to help Jay and Roman beat down Cesaro. Cesaro fights back, so Jimmy gets on the apron, but Cesaro kicks him off. Roman bails to the ramp as Cesaro hits the neutralizer on Jay in the ring, with Reigns not wanting to get involved. Which segs nicely into WrestleMania Backlash the next night.
WrestleMania
Backlash, as Adnan introduced the show. The first time WrestleMania has been in the name of a non-WrestleMania pay-per-view.
Why is that an achievement? You chose to do that.
What an accomplishment. We named it that. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. On the pre-show, Sheamus issues a non-title open challenge, which is answered by Ricochet. Sheamus wins by obliterating Ricochet, but then Ricochet attacks him afterwards and does a little dance in Sheamus' hat and jacket, and then Ricochet's like, "It's not over. It was over.
Yeah, he won that
You
segment,
lost."
Ricochet.
Did.
No, Ricochet served him.
It was dabbing and everything in that coat.
I've got your hat and jacket.
He served him.
Yeah.
What would
That was the LA sign. I don't know why I've done that. I was trying to think of cool things to do and I couldn't. So I'd done that a few times and I didn't know what else to do. Is that Cena's?
That's Cena, Word Life.
Word Life.
Yo.
I can't think of any more cool poses.
That's a good one.
They did a tribute, New Jack, and then and Smash Mouth started playing, and I was like, "Oh yeah, fair enough."
So, why have we got this happening at the same time as Nakamura stealing Corbin's crown? There's two of these going on at the same time.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. You know.
It's bad.
Why stop a winning formula?
Well, yeah.
It's like someone's deciding what.
If you look at the graph for SmackDown, that bit where he stole his crown, it's like a spike, and then it's like that Kevin Nash segment in Impact where he does the graph of champions and how much they drew, and he's like way up here.
Getting the note because do more stuff, stealing hats. So he turns into Team Fortress 2. Backstage, the Dirty Dogs, also known as the Top Dogs, show up and injure Dominic.
Yep.
Who could blame them? And then on the main show, Rhea Ripley retains the Raw Women's title, pinning Asuka with the Riptide after Charlotte Flair is knocked to the floor. She taunts Charlotte afterwards like Nelson Muntz.
She really was like Nelson Muntz.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was proper schoolyard.
I think this was a good triple threat match for the first 10 minutes or so. It was like, all right, then there's a spot, and then there's a spot. But if you watch a few of these, you end up like, okay, now it's going to happen. Oh, that. But in the last few minutes, it really picked up.
Yeah.
It was like, oh wait, who is going to win this? Oh, now I'm excited.
I don't think I was casting too critical an eye over the finish, because immediately after the match, I looked on Twitter and people were saying Charlotte just let her, like she didn't get in the ring as quickly as she could have done, sort of thing. Apparently, she must have been like on her feet but not doing anything. But I didn't notice, so I don't know.
Because Jack, she was getting ready to do the You got me, kid.
Yeah, she never. Although she was annoyed this time. She was annoyed at losing this time. Yeah. Sad about.
And what do you think, Andrew?
I thought it was a good match. The thing is, I just don't feel like Rhea's hit a stride yet on the main roster. I don't know if she's just trying to find her footing a little bit, but I think when she does, she's going to be a really good champion, a really great champion. But yeah, and I guess to put her in the ring straight away with like Asuka and Charlotte Flair is supposedly, that's going to help her get better and get more confidence and stuff.
She is going to be a sick AEW Women's Champion.
Yeah. Did you say AEW?
Yeah.
You got the Japes on a Friday morning.
No.
Lads. Rey Mysterio tells Dominic he should stay backstage because he's too injured to wrestle. Dominic doesn't go, wait, coming from you? So Rey heads out on his own to face Ziggler and Rude, but is clearly outmatched. Some sweet double teams from the Dirty Dogs.
Oh, yes.
Going the outside into the super kick.
Ooh, yeah.
Wheelbarrow fame,
Yeah, that was it. Oh, man. They were battering him. But then a beat-up Dominic heads to the ring and helps Rey turn the tide, kinda, before pinning Rude with a frog splash. It was funny because on paper this meant like Rey Mysterio gets beat up, right? And then Dom comes and makes a big save. But he didn't. He was more of a hindrance. Rey was like, I had this match. I was doing all right, actually, because I'm Rey Mysterio and I'm really hard to beat. I'm half metal at this point. I can't swim anymore because I hit the bottom of the floor. But, me son's here. Oh, no. The dodgy ribs and everything. Then he tagged in, got beat up a bit more. But then, with the injured ribs, he still hit the frog splash. 1, 2, 3, new SmackDown Tag Champions. And then Rey and Dom cut emotional promo afterwards, being the first father-son duo to win the tag titles.
Nice. It was a very nice moment. I wish there'd been fans there for it.
Yeah.
Also, I listened to the Observer review of it. It was Alvarez and not Meltzer. It was like one of the other ones that he does. It was either Vinny or Semper Vivi or one of the other ones. And
I'm sure Brian appreciates that.
They absolutely laid into this match.
They laid into this match.
Yeah. Alvarez will lay into the match when he's with the lads, but then when he's with Daddy Meltzer, he calms down a bit and he's like, Dave, it wasn't that good, Dave. And then Meltzer will just talk him into submission. But when he's with Sempervivi and the boys, he's all hyped up. He's got away from the wife or something. I don't know. He's like a bloke on a night out when he's got away from the wife. Meltzer's the wife. Or his actual wife, I don't know. But they laid into the match saying the structure was awful and there were so many hot tags that resulted in them getting beaten down. But I liked that. I thought it was an entertaining match.
Yeah, you can't be too analytical about wrestling. And if you are that way analytical, then they would have loved the rest of the show. So don't worry. We'll get to that.
And I don't mean to slag off Alvarez. He's a beautiful little man.
No.
Yeah, he is.
You should. No, he is a beautiful man. But you should.
He's a beautiful man. He looks so young for his age.
How old is he?
I don't know, but he looks.
60.
But he looks like 19. He looks like 19 though.
Nah, his hair's gone a bit. I hate to bring it up, but
no, it hasn't.
He shaved his head.
What?
You've not seen him recently.
But he didn't need to. He had thick, luscious locks.
Do you hear the story though? I mean, I'm not like, haha, now you look old. No, he's had a hell of a run looking. The story is unconfirmed because all the news I get from Sean Ross Sapp. So if he tweeted it, it's real. If he hasn't tweeted it, it's not real. That Brian Alvarez was ID'd at his own wedding. So, just saying, well done. Turns out being healthy and eating well is good for you. I don't believe it. Meltzer always lies.
The first time it's ever happened to me the other day, got ID'd, and she said she did the thing that you hear about people getting told, but I've never had it before, and this time it happened to me where she ID'd me and then went, oh, sorry. Like I thought, oh, you look really young, and I was like, well, thank you. And then she was like, you're older than me, and I was like,
wow.
And she was haggard. No. No, but I was just like, why have you said this? It's meant to be a nice thing to say, I think, but
yeah,
it made me feel old.
I got ID'd for a tango once.
How?
I just went to the garage. Do you remember when Tango were doing like those foam drink things and you used to spray it and it was like a foam?
Okay.
I just went up to the thing and she was like, "You got any ID?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm about a 20-year-old man, but yeah, I'll get my ID out and show you." And I got ID'd for a Legend of Zelda game as well in Argos one
Aren't
time.
they like 7?
Yeah, pretty much. I had to go and get, because I didn't have an ID, like a proper one at that point. I must have been like 17 or 18, so I had to get my dad to go and get it for me.
How hardcore was this Zelda game?
It wasn't even that bad. It was Skyward Sword, so it's got like flying birds and stuff.
Was this GTA Hyrule Field?
Whoa, Jack, you know your video games.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
Each one of these people is just like, oh, it's a video game. They're all violent. But again, Tango.
Mental.
For
I
people
didn't
who
even know
don't
you could get ID'd.
Tango is just a fizzy drink.
Yeah.
Is there caffeine in it? Is there alcohol in it?
Does your mummy let you drink sugary drinks, young man?
Yeah, maybe that's one of the numbers in this, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, God. All right, well, from one ridiculous to the other, John Morrison looks inside the Lumberjacks locker room ahead of Miz versus Priest. There are zombies inside. All right. Morrison tries to warn Miz, but he doesn't believe him. They head to the ring and are quickly surrounded by zombie lumberjacks. Ooh, Miz and Priest have their match, occasionally break off the beat-up zombies on the outside. Morrison does the same bit with his sweet parkour skills, but is eventually dragged behind the crowd barrier to his death. In the ring, Priest beats Miz and gets out there, while Miz is swarmed by zombies and devoured. You are dead, appears on screen.
Miz is being eaten in the ring and Priest goes, he doesn't care.
Pose.
And then apparently, I missed this, but Owen said that when he shot the arrow, Batista's film logo appeared.
It's Army of the Dead that comes up.
All right, when they did the intro to the pay-per-view, I'll call it pay-per-view, you know what I mean? And it said, like, you know, Batista doing the voiceover, and it's like, oh, cool, that's nice. Why is that? Oh, because he's doing Thingy of the Dead, Zack Snyder, blah, 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 and all this stuff. I'm like, okay, that's pretty tongue-in-cheek getting Batista to do a voiceover. For the intro, which it doubles as a plug, like, the audacity of WWE, I smiled. Because the nerve of them to have the intro as a commercial. Because God knows there's not enough commercials on this thing that you pay $9.99 for a month. Just saying. And then this match started. I'm like, oh, it's a tie-in. This is a commercial as well. And I wasn't, okay, the zombie stuff, that's, you know, whatever. I'm not that concerned about it. Over the fact that a match, an actual match that's supposed to be for a feud, that they're supposed to be bigging up somebody, which is like, no, we're gonna turn this into a plug. Yeah, we know you paid for this. I mean, all the matches one day will be like this. On WWE Lugs presents WrestleMania. With Snickers Man feeding the Miz.
Was the KFC match on like a kickoff show or something? Remember that one?
Yeah, I do remember that one.
That was a kickoff. That was not on the pay-per-view.
The fans' KFC experience, yeah. Where all the fans looked very much like...
that one.
Trainee wrestling.
Yeah. They were like sat around watching, weren't they? Just eating buckets of chicken.
Oh, yeah, not the Ziggler one. Not the.
That's what I thought you meant. No, I forgot about that one, mate. Sorry, 2 seconds.
Yeah, the fans were there watching. And they're like, wow, these fans have a great view and they're enjoying some delicious KFC. And then the fans are like jacked, like they're huge. Like...
It's all that chicken. Protein.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. But they also looked like wrestlers.
Yeah.
That was the Raw Tag Team title match at TLC between the Viking Raiders and the OC.
Oh my God, yeah.
That was a tag title match.
Yeah, do you remember when Drake Maverick wet himself? I've just forgotten about that.
He went himself and went, God, I wish I could watch Land of the Dead. Was that on the pre-show? No.
Surely. Oh,
no,
dear.
that was on the main card.
Wow.
Honestly, that could have happened like 2 months ago. But where's the past few years gone?
That is staggering. So yeah, that's my point. The audacity and nerve. I think we have to complain about these things so they don't go, oh, you guys don't like that? Oh, okay. We'll do less of it then in the future. Yeah. So, yeah. But then the zombies, Priest and Miz, who have this long feud, they came together because they didn't want to die.
Yeah.
They did the back-to-back thing.
They did.
Yeah. You're not so bad, kid.
We
You're not
must
so bad
join
yourself.
forces.
I can't believe I died fighting alongside an elf or whatever. Like,
Morrison gets
about next to a
caught
friend. No, that's much worse. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Will you fight these zombies with me as a friend? No, but maybe a partner. Because he's the rookie who he's been hazing all film, but now you respect him.
Senpai. Ugh.
Yeah. David Priest, I'm getting too old for this. And it's like, yeah, we know.
Morrison, when Morrison started parkouring the zombies, I was like, no, what is this? And
then he died.
They had the one big, they had the one big zombie who was even bigger than Priest, and then he had to kick him instead of punch him.
It's just like in the video games. You've been going up against the same regular zombie all this time, and you're like, I got this down. And then the big burly boy comes out, and you're like, oh, how do I take this bullet sponge down?
Yeah. It reminded me of in Raiders of the Lost Ark when the big guy's swinging the sword around, and then Indiana Jones just shoots him. That's a great scene.
I'll tell you though, if this was the time Damien Priest went, all right, actual zombies, it gets out a proper bow and arrow and starts doing that. Oh, mate. Also, allegedly, one of the zombies was Scotty Too Hottie.
No.
What?
That's what
You're
I saw
joking.
online. Has no one else saw that? Oh, was this me getting like
One of them, I think
trolled?
one of them was like a CZW champion or something.
I was going to say,
as
yeah,
well.
the other person was, yeah, there we go. Wrestling News and Wrestling Inc. 401 Mania, there we go, few. Said that Scotty Too Hottie was one of the zombies. And also,
Wow.
Joe Gacy making
That's
his
it, yeah.
WWE debut appearance. Former
Okay.
ZZ Dub World Champ.
That face then.
Well, I said on Twitter,
Yeah.
I don't know what I think of it. I mean, I wrote what I think of it on the website. Check out my article on cultaholic.com.
That's right.
But it's going to be, I tweeted it's going to be the new hanging off your gangster car, what Punk said to Cena. Like in years to come, someone will be feuding with Miz.
Oh.
Like, I was haunting you as a zombie. Not haunting, you know what I mean.
I was scaring you.
Yeah.
I was eating your flesh as a zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then
And then
Miz
people
got
who didn't watch that went, what? I missed that match.
But then Miz got injured, so that's a shame as well.
Oh, those zombies don't know how to work.
Especially because it was in such a pointless match. It's a shame.
Oh, yeah. I just realised, yeah.
Yeah.
All the matches he's had, the match he gets injured in is the
know.
zombie match.
Well, of course. Well, it's against zombies.
Oh, no. Bayley tries to use Belair's hair against her. The SmackDown Women's title match, but the champ retains with a hair-assisted roll-up. That looked very fluky and lucky, which I thought was good because... No. Do you not think?
Finish what you were saying.
Oh, okay, right. But instead of like the definitive win, I'm like, Belair needs like a big feud. Like how Rhea Ripley's kind of thrown together with the Asuka Charlotte thing. No, I think she needs this feud where like that helps the feud for storyline and stuff like that. You came this close. Very fluky win. And now obviously Bayley protested afterwards. I think that's good.
I do apologise. I thought you were going to say they botched it and it looked bad.
No.
That's fine. Because Cole did that annoying thing that he only does in women's matches. Because he did it in he only does in Bianca Belair matches because he did it at Mania. Like her and Sasha had this amazing match, and then at the end he goes, "And a kick out." I said, "No, mate, that was the finish." In this one, he goes 1, 2, 3. But did Bayley kick out though? And I'm like, why? What are you doing?
Well, in fairness, yeah, the WrestleMania one he completely messed up, but this one it was very close.
True.
It was like, did she? So I'll give him credit there. But if he does this every single time Belair wrestles on pay-per-view, I think he's got a problem.
You know when you go back and watch
The
like
dirty dog, Belair.
You know when you go back and watch an old Raw, when you really listen to the commentary, I can't. Vince ruins the show for me. I can't listen to it because of his mainly for a lot of things, like how he wets himself whenever Michaels is on the screen. But it's Shawn Michaels. But also when he ruins like every pinfall attempt. Like how many times does Vince do the whole? He thinks the match is over and he goes 1, 2, 3. He's done it. No, the match.
1, 2, 3. Got him. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a story Bruce Pritchard told that one time they were getting themselves warmed up and ready, and Bruce starts imitating Vince. I forget why, but he starts imitating Vince and all the Vinceisms. I think because Vince says, I don't have any mannerisms. And he went, oh yeah. And Bruce did all of them in front of Vince while everyone's watching, and he looks around, and Vince is just like,
Oh,
no.
He's like, oh, okay, we're not going to do that again. Sorry about that, boss.
Oh, no. He was expecting that brother love pop, but he didn't get it.
I think he was expecting Vince to go, ha ha ha, I do that. Instead he went,
Oh, dear.
stares. That really
That's
good for
very
all you people.
scary.
Sorry. Vince stared at Bruce and decided to only rehire him 5 times. Bobby Lashley defends the WWE Championship in a big, smashy match against Drew. I love how you put that, Jack. Against
Cheers.
Drew and Strowman. McIntyre almost has the match won when he hits the Claymore on Strowman, but Lashley throws him out of the ring and spears Braun for the win. I love this match. Big 3 lads slamming and banging, just like when us 3 get together. As soon as the lockdown's finished, this is all they did. Nothing but power moves, nothing but slams and bangs, crashes, wallops. Loved it. Overhead belly to bellies on Strowman, people getting thrown through light fixtures. Loved it. What about yourself, Andrew?
It was good, yeah. Powerbomb, it was Strowman that powerbombed. Was it Drew McIntyre through the table? Big old, whoa, that was bouncy, fun for fun. That was really good. Yeah, like, so in wrestling, I'm not always a huge fan of big beefy boys battering each other. Sometimes I know, right? It can sometimes it gets a little bit stale for me. I know, right? Controversial. But I think all 3 of these guys have really good chemistry and do really good work together. Like the build up to the feud might not have been fantastic, I don't think, but the payoff has more than made up for it, I think. And I'd like to see all 3 of them work together again. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
I agree completely with what you said, Andrew. I can't wait to do this next month. To throw in another big lad like Jinder Mahal or Keith Lee or Malcolm Bivens. Can't have anybody in.
Or they could have the 3 big lads and then a small lad.
That would be good.
Just trying to think of a different form, like AJ or someone.
Are they all just taking
throw-
turns
Yeah.
battering Ricochet?
One of my favorite
Take my hat,
matches.
will you?
One of my favorite matches of the past 10 years is, and he's not even a small lad to be honest, but it's Cena, Lesnar, and Seth, because Seth flies around. He looks like a small lad compared to those 2 in that match. And I think if they just chuck in, like, if they bring Spike Dudley back to make it a 4-way, I'd be all for it.
What about go the other route? Get the Spirit Squad back and let him do that thing where they lift him like straight up into the air, like throws Braun Strowman into the rafters through the roof.
Kenny's retired, so it'd just have to be Spike and hope no one notices. There's a different flip.
We'll have Zombie.
Yeah,
Zombie Kenny.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns stops Jay from accompanying to ringside, suggesting that maybe he should go hang up with his brother instead.
Ooh.
Roman then retains the Universal title after a valiant effort from Cesaro, who eventually passes out in the guillotine. Clean victory. Very surprising. I thought they were going to do a lot more with this. And then Jay runs down and wants to beat down Cesaro, and Reigns is in a better mood, so he's like, oh, go on then. They're interrupted by Seth Rollins, who comes out and bravely beats down Cesaro as well to end the show. So instead of what we thought was going to happen, which is going to be Cesaro gets the first chapter in the Cesaro versus Reigns feud, now looks like the first and last chapter in the Cesaro Reigns feud, and we're still going to go read the Cesaro Rollins book again.
But he's already beaten it. Yeah, exactly. He's already beaten him on the grandest stage of them all.
No, but this time he's the drip machine, or whatever W Twitter tells me.
Oh, do you think him and Morrison hate each other for both doing the same thing at the same time?
Oh, maybe.
I think everybody hates the fact that the term drip got introduced to wrestling, because now people go, look at the drip, and it goes, no, that's not it. That's not it. I don't know what a drip is. I know a drip is from a broken tap or a knackered fridge. I'm not going to get that with my clothing.
That's one of the weirdest things that's different in American language. They call them faucets, don't they?
A faucet, yeah.
Faucet. And that's such an elaborate word for such a common everyday thing.
Yeah, tap.
Like table, chair, tap. Faucet. Word.
Just like trash can, bin.
When you can't open your door, you force it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Bars.
What was it? Minced beef is ground beef.
That's okay.
I found out that.
Okay.
That's okay.
And they don't have mushy peas.
What do they have?
Guacamole, I guess.
Drip peas.
That's what they call them over there, yes. Because they look so nice. Anyway, this is a great match. Fantastic match. Roman Reigns, again, the best thing going in WWE right now. The storyline, the feud, the package, the everything. I can't say anything more positive than that. What about yourself, Jack?
Yeah, I think he's got a huge one, probably. And the match was good as well. I enjoyed that. Cesaro's brilliant. Roman's great. Distracted myself completely.
I know, yeah. You're popping yourself.
No, it was good though. Really, really good stuff. Good in a different way to the WWE title match. And I think that's always good when the two big matches are good but in different ways. So I really enjoyed it as well.
And Andrew.
Yeah, it was really good. It's just nice to see Cesaro get that opportunity. And Cesaro was so good in this match as well, just coming out straight hot. You got to lick your fingers and so hot. But I wonder, like, do you reckon it's going to be like going backwards, or do you reckon Seth Rollins is going to be in the title picture as well, and we get like a triple threat or something?
Oh, we could get a full with Spike Dudley.
Yeah,
they could always
Spike
go for that.
right,
He's doing double
Kenny
G.
Dykstra.
Yeah,
Zombie Kenny and actual Spike Dudley. Yeah, powerbombed out his wheelchair. That'd be great.
I really enjoyed the match and everything, but then the aftermath, as many people said, I wasn't the first person to say this, but it felt like an angle to close SmackDown rather than to close a pay-per-view. Just a beat down from Rollins.
Yeah.
I was hoping, and I know that people don't like babyface Rollins, but I just was hoping that we get him versus Reigns again.
Yeah.
I love the story of how Rollins is like the only person who can beat Roman because he knows him so well. And there was a bit of continuity with him not being scared of Roman, and he was the only person who talked to him backstage like normal. And I just thought that's brilliant, but then maybe we're not going to get that, so I don't know.
Would be good when they eventually do it, you're right.
I hope so. But again, it would have to be heel versus heel. It would have to be a triple threat or something. So maybe they'll do it that way.
Yeah.
Because Seth is better as a heel, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like the Cody Rhodes, just never a face. Anyway, Raw. It just says the Open Challenge, which is like
they were so
Star Trek film subtitle.
They were so focused around the Open Challenge as if it had never been done before. Yeah.
Oh, Bobby Lashley and MVP and some lovely, lovely ladies. It says here, I hate myself. Oh, okay, right.
I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to
right? Hey, Twitter said enough. Twitter said enough. Twitter like, okay, thank you.
Oh, dear.
They issue an open challenge, which is answered by Drew. MVP says it's actually an open challenge for anybody not named Drew or Braun, which I actually think is fair enough, considering he just beat both of them.
It's the no homers.
Yeah. Rather have one. Drew Gulak. Drew Gulak should have showed up then.
Yeah.
A perfect opportunity. Lashley and Drew have a bit of a scuffle, but it comes to nothing. Again, Lashley, it's hard to dislike him when, he beat both lads. Having no title shot. But then Drew's a bit like,
No, but he was being a heel. He was being Ric Flair. He had lovely ladies with him. Lovely ladies.
They're all lovely ladies. A plethora of women.
Oh, no.
AJ Styles faces Elias and wins by DQ, and Jackson Riker pulls him down from the apron. Riker lures Omos away while Elias beats down Styles before Omos returns to chase Elias off.
So they face now then, Styles.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, but...
Judging by the reaction at WrestleMania, absolutely.
Like, who are they going to feud with, do you reckon?
Elias and Riker.
Oh yeah, I didn't... Why my brain just like farted then thinking about that? Yeah, of course.
But it's a valid point for after that though.
Yeah, just the Riker and Elias stuff is just.
I've worked it out, lads.
He's done it. He's figured it out.
As we'll see later on.
Okay.
RK Bro being a bit heelish.
Yes.
So maybe they could be that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they've been pushing people and doing all this stuff.
Yeah. So I reckon that's your next. I've sorted out the next sort of 6 months of the tag division there. Like,
don't worry. Wonderful. Yeah. Well done, mate. Alexa Bliss has Natalya and Tamina as guests in her playground for some reason. They want to leave.
Yeah, of course they do.
But she wants to ask them their favourite colour. Tamina says black and blue. The colour of Bliss's face if she tries any funny... What is this?
Tamina's from the 50s. You'll get a knuckle sandwich.
Why are you gonna... So Tamina just reading bits from the Beano. And Bliss says... that isn't very nice. But they're lucky that Lily the puppet likes them. No, I don't. Especially Tamina for beating up Reginald. Natalia and Tamina leave. That was a segment.
So
they
is
later
Bliss...
face... Oh, shall I put this all together?
Go on.
They later get it all out the way. They later face Nia and Shayna in a rematch. It looks like Nia... Oh, I forgot about this. It looks like Nia and Shayna have the match won. But Bliss appears on the stage and makes fire shoot out of the ring post, knocking Reginald off the apron. The champions take advantage of Reginald being struck by fire 3 feet away from him to take advantage and retain. Go on, Jack.
So...
Let's go turn the drink.
Oh, man. Where do I start with? So, I feel as though Natalya and Tamina wanting to leave, logical. I respect them for that, because you wouldn't want to stay in that environment. But we all kind of fell for a bit of a trap in our predictions, or a lot of us did. We all went, yeah, Alexa's probably going to feud with Charlotte Flair next, because she said she had an eye on someone in that match last week on Raw. We all forgot that there were other people in that match. She made Shayna's legs go wobbly, for example. It was implied. And I was like, wow, maybe she's got her eye on Shayna then. Or is it Reginald? Because she mentioned him in this little segment. So maybe she's going to be in a program with Reginald, because every other woman on the roster has been. So, you know.
When Reginald's not on screen, all the women should be going, where's Reginald? Where's Reginald?
I like Reginald is fantastic to watch. It's just the way he's booked is terrible. But I like him. He's charming and flippy. He moves
Once a
like
month
no
would be
wrestler.
great.
Yeah.
Every single segment now. Andrew, what are your thoughts on this spooky program? Or did you have to hide under your duvet whenever this happened?
Always got to hide under my duvet when this stuff happens. I don't know where it's gonna go, Maffew. I just don't understand what the end goal here is. I would have thought that WWE would have wanted Alexa to look strong and maybe book her a little bit better than, unfortunately, how the Fiend has been booked and stuff. For the women's division, make her go after like the bigger names on the roster to sort of prove herself, and then finally when she gets back in, people will be like, oh, she's a force to be reckoned with. But
yeah, good noise. No, I agree with that last vowel. Someone did say on Twitter though, and I do like this, because we know when it comes to wrestlers, I should say, and conspiracy theories, there's a lot of dodgy ones going out, but the one I do like right now that is getting some momentum. People used to say that Bo Dallas was actually the Fiend, and Bray Wyatt was just, I don't know, chilling somewhere. And it was like one of these silly things because, you know, they're related and all this stuff. Someone pointed out, we haven't seen the Fiend since Bo Dallas was released.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm starting to believe, and this is one of the good wrestling conspiracies, not the ones Austin Aries tweets about.
that's I think I bought fully into it at WrestleMania when that was going around on Twitter. Everyone was going, it's Bo Dallas. But then I think it was Sam actually. Oh, excuse me, my voice is going haywire. It was Sam who I think zoomed in on one of his fists, and he had the tattoo of Bray, and Sam was like, that would be quite hard to fake. And Sam has Andrew's got tattoos, to be fair, hasn't he?
No.
Have you not?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you do. What am I doing? Invisible. What am I doing? What am I doing?
What are you doing?
Maffew, have you got any?
No, not yet.
Not yet. You planning?
What are you going to get?
I keep on planning, but apparently I told the plan is you think of an idea, you have it for 2 weeks. If you still want it after 2 weeks, then you should get it. Give me change my mind.
Oh, fair enough. I've not got any.
Yeah.
To be fair.
What's your tattoo, Andrew?
I've got a few. This is a Last of Us Part 2 one. This is like a tattoo that Ellie has because that game means a lot to me. I got a Spider-Man one on my thing. I've got a Biffy Clyro one on my chest.
Have you got
And
a
the
back
Biffy?
one?
Yeah, I've got Nirvana's in the utero, Angel
I knew you
Lady.
got one on your back.
My
I
back.
knew it.
And I've got Link from Wind Waker because that's one of my favourite games ever on my ribs as well.
Oh, you got Toon Link.
I got Toon Link. He's my favourite Link. Yeah.
He's a little sweetie pie, him,
He's the
isn't he?
dude. He's the
I
sweet
said that, I
is.
said that weird. He's a little sweetie boy, isn't he?
Toon Link, a very popular bus service up here as well.
That's exactly what I thought when I saw it. I was like, how have they not been sued by Nintendo yet?
Yeah,
Because everybody else has.
I was going to say, the bus will be taken down for emulation. sorry to move on from this thrilling discussion about buses, but Angel Garza beat Drew Gulak, and after the match, he shoved a rose in his mouth.
Yeah, he's been shoving it in his bottom. Well, next to his bottom recently, and he's escalated that to the mouth.
You could
I
say
think that's...
You never go bottom to
rose
mouth,
there.
though, Jack.
No. Oh, dearie me.
Meanwhile, backstage, the 24/7 title still exists as Akira Tozawa sneaks up on R-Truth to blah, 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 blah,
I
blah,
forgot about the 24/7 title.
blah, 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 blah.
As we all did, Jack.
Wait
As
a
We all
minute,
did.
lads. That 24/7 title's just reminded me. What happened? Did he get released? What happened to Riddick Moss? You remember when he was getting a push and then it just stopped?
And then it stopped.
And when he
Is
pinned
he-
Ricochet clean.
Did he get injured maybe? Yeah, and Cedric as well. Vince was using
Yeah.
him as like his D-push enforcer. He was like, I don't want him to get a push. Riddick Moss.
Oh no, Riddick Moss
think
is still employed.
Still in WWE, right? He's not
What
been
happened?
released.
Did he get
I legit
injured?
didn't know if Riddick Moss was employed or not. I'm not saying
like
do we
he
have a
is.
lot of people right now, but
But
The last thing he
Riddick
did
Moss
was...
is his Wikipedia page. He's so mass.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's like so mass induced. He looks like one of the Battletoads.
He looks like
Like some people have, you say they have 4 necks. He's got near neck.
he looks like a Gravelar, the middle
Yes,
the middle
yeah.
evolution of the Geodude.
giant ball with arms.
And you know what you
the
get
one
on
before
rocks?
that, the
Oh, the one
gravel with
before
arms. Yeah, yeah.
You know what you get on rocks? Moss.
Yes.
I hope he comes out in just a Graveler cosplay next.
Only
What's
saying
up?
his name.
Riddick. What's happened to him?
Like that, actually.
He's only 31 as well. There's still time.
I think
Yeah.
they've employed so many people that WWE only release them when someone reminds them they exist.
Yeah, I do
Hey,
worry
they go,
about that.
Riddick Moss. What's that? There was a story years ago that Damien Sandow, before being Damien Sandow, he was on SmackDown in 05. And, oh God, who was he teaming up with?
Idol Stevens. No, he
Thank
was
you.
Idol Stevens.
No, he was Al Stevens. Was it something Casey something?
Nice
Whatever. But in 05, when they did the brand split and they had a lot more people on the roster that some were ready for, some weren't. And Vince McMahon walked
Casey
him backstage.
James, sorry.
Nearly Casey James. Walked past him backstage and went, wow, look at you. Someone should sign you. And he walked off. And he was like, we had a tag title match on the pay-per-view last month. Like, oh, okay, right. And I think that's one of the situations. I don't think there's like a big board that you work with a company that's based on sales to put whose figures down on. There's nothing like
Yeah.
that with the WWE. Sometimes I think they just hide.
Yeah.
They just hide around and goes, well, look, if they don't know I'm here, they can't get rid of us.
They were the teacher's pets. Michelle McCool was
Oh
their
my
manager.
god,
was
yeah!
The-
I completely forgot about them.
On their debut, it says, the two went on to defeat... This sentence is brilliant. They went on to defeat Funaki and Scotty 2 Hotty with the help of McCool. They needed the help from Michelle McCool to beat the team of Funaki and Scotty 2 Hotty.
Yeah, very, very tough team.
One's a zombie.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll jump in.
And I couldn't think of anything for Funaki because he hasn't done anything in ages.
Lovely man, though.
Yeah.
Indeed. Riddle brings New Day and Orton together backstage because he wants Randy to apologise for RKOing them last week. Orton refuses, and the New Day say he has erectile dysfunction. Kofi challenges Orton to a match, which he accepts. Kofi actually beats Orton with a roll-up after Xavier Woods distracts Randy with a trombone. Sadly not making the trombone go, stupid. Riddle is angry at the New Day afterwards and shoves Woods down before leaving with Orton.
So, this was all very tedious and that. But they released... The WWE account tweeted Woods at ringside. Brilliant trash talk, as always. Just going... The legend is beating the legend killer. You've seen it here first. I was like, yes. It's good.
Yeah.
Woods should have a job for life even when he's too old to wrestle. He'd be a brilliant manager or commentator or whatever he wants.
Is it bad, Jack, that I was thinking about this? Maybe you're going to do this, Andrew, as well. That, you know, there's so many wrestlers who do gaming now that it's almost become like, it's not like, oh, wow, a wrestling nerd. It's like, yeah, whatever. That you look at them and go, all right, I could probably beat that wrestler at that game. I can beat that wrestler at that game. But I'm confident and cocky enough. I've got a big enough mouth to say I'll probably beat nearly everybody at anything. But there's no way I can beat Xavier Woods at whatever game he picks. Because the man is a proper professor.
Any game?
He's a trained wrestler. Obviously, he's a wrestler. Former champion. gaming channel person, presenter, has taught himself the trombone and a few other brass instruments. Nah. He's winning at so many things in life. He probably just adapts them.
He's moved from brass to strings now.
He's doing his bass.
Like, I would, if there was a stringed instrument lying there, like a banjo or something, I feel like I wouldn't be good, but I could get a tune out of it because I can play the guitar. I'd feel fairly confident with that. Maybe not like a violin, but whatever. But the idea of trying to play any other category of instrument really terrifies me. Like a wind instrument, I just think. Like Andrew, how many instruments can you play?
Pretty much just guitar, bass, drums, and just like probably just about that. Singing bowl. You ever done a singing bowl?
No.
Good that.
Was drums? Which one? When did you learn drums?
Like when I was in a band and my friend had a drum kit. Just like
was that after guitar?
That was after guitar, yeah.
So was it more difficult learning drums than it was bass?
Yeah, because like it's different. It's like different. What are they called? Like syncopations and stuff. Like
right.
one hand is doing something else independent to another hand, and your foot as well, like at the same time. So it's like really weird and everything. But once you get like a basic beat down, it's not too bad.
Oh, see, I've tried. We've all sat behind a drum kit and thought I'm going to be mint, and then it's really difficult. And really, it's a sad moment that.
Yeah. You know what my moment that was, Jack? When I realised you can't just sit in front of a drum and go bum bum bum. Is it Beat Mania? The arcade?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, this would be a laugh. Look, it's an arcade machine. How hard could it be?
Yeah.
Those Japanese rhythm games are insane, though. Like, they are so... Like, you have to be a professional musician to be able to play them.
Yeah, it didn't say that on the capital.
Yeah.
It was implied. So, yes, all of this is more interesting than talking about...
Andrew.
Yeah.
One time, me and Maffew and Pacitti went to Leeds to watch a deathmatch tournament, and it was really scary. And then me and Maffew went to the nightclub afterwards, right? And bumped into a guy who watched the channel, and he was a lovely guy, really nice guy. I think he was there with his wife. They were like a very young but cool couple. And I was like, oh, it's a really sound guy. And there was an arcade in this nightclub, like an arcade room. And the guy challenged Maffew to a game. And I was just watching, and just out of interest to see what happened. And Maffew he destroyed this man. Yes. I felt so bad for him.
What did you play?
I've had a few gin and gingers at this point as well. I was tired. Point Blank.
Point Blank is that's really hard though as well. Like that's a really hard game to win. So you doing that after some gin and gingers and that. My God.
But that's it, Andrew. Like when I play pool, whatever, I'll be like, oh, sober. Whoops, missed the balls, whatever. You have a few shots, and suddenly, there we go.
Already.
There we
suddenly
go.
You're Tom Cruise.
Now I'm Newcastle Fats. Yeah. You know. But then you have too many, and like, oh no, that's enough. But you get that little bit of false courage in you, and suddenly it's like, not even looking, blam, 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 blam. There we go.
You done the one? Sorry, you done the one where it's just like the target, and then you shoot it, and then it like smashes like a plate and stuff. Yeah. And it's like the one where you've got to be like the quickest to draw and like take all the targets out. They're really fun. They're really good.
In the summer when things were open, it was the manliest moment of my entire life. I won a soft toy for Bethany on an arcade on like a shooting range. I couldn't believe I was like, what? She wasn't even that impressed, but I was absolutely buzzing with myself. It was a big furry llama, and I shot out all the things, and it dropped, and I was like, I'm good at the rifle range now. I'm a man. Finally, I'm a man.
And then you turned it around and started shooting people's hats off and stuff.
The cool. And that was, I think, like the classic 2 drinks in, where it's like perfect. And yeah, it was a big fluffy llama. I couldn't believe it. I think I rang my dad. So,
Daddy.
I've done it. I've done no shooting.
I'm proud of you, son.
I'm the head of the table now. Yeah. Anyway. Sorry.
Oh, that was lovely. Wow, what a lovely segue. Yeah, Riddle's still on the show. Just an update. He still does have an active lawsuit against him.
Yeah.
Let's point that out. Moving on, Sheamus is on the mic, angry at Ricochet for putting on his hat and coat at Backlash. Sheamus is quite right. Imagine putting your coat and jacket on after you've had a match, though, and you're all sweaty.
Disgusting.
Not nice.
Ricochet is interviewed in Gorilla and said, it's funny if people don't know what that means. It's like in the gorilla position. They meet in this big gorilla.
Backstage at WCPW, I was asked by Bubba Ray Dudley where the promoter was because he needed to go over something with him before his segment. And I started to say, he's in Gorilla. But then I stopped and 1,000 things ran through my mind like, is the wrestler going to hate the fact that some non-wrestler, some outsider has used the word Gorilla? Yeah. Or now, is that just a WWE exclusive term? Do they have a different word for it in Ring of Honor? All these things were going through. So I went, he's in, and then he went, Gorilla? Yeah. And I went, yeah, he's in Gorilla, yeah. And I pointed the way and he went, well, go and get him for me. Because Gorilla was in view of the ring. So if Bubba Ray Dudley had just walked out there, then the crowd would have all gone, bloody Bubba Ray. And there's a match going on. So I got it. He wasn't just being horrible. He was being very fair. Yeah.
It's good though, because you're going through, I'd be like, so if Gorilla Monsoon was respecting WWF, and that's why I named after him, in Ring of Honor, are they going to call that the Xavier? Yeah. The Gabe Sapolsky? Yeah, maybe. The Rob Fine? No, I'm not going to call it that.
No.
He just said, I don't know, and
Could
then walked off.
The Dragon.
The Dragon.
He's in Dragon.
Oh, that's an animal.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
He said the Dragon.
He's just in Dragon.
Ricochet is interviewed in Dragon and says he liked the hat and coat so much, he stole them from the locker room earlier. He puts them on and says he feels like Ernest the Cat Miller before doing a bad Irish accent. Anyway, they have a match and Sheamus wins. It's a good one, to be fair. Sheamus gets on the mic afterwards and says that Lashley should watch out because maybe they accept that open challenge, which is nice. But yeah, I was a very, very good match compared to the one they had at the kickoff. But it was so good seeing Ricochet getting battered here after that performance.
I'll tell you what happened here, right? At Backlash, or the kickoff of Backlash, they were like, yes, good segment, lads, well done. And then at Raw, they were like, we need Ricochet to still have the hat and the jacket, but he'd left it behind. So they had to write in, I just stole these back from his locker. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
It was very transparent.
Otherwise, Alvarez would be like, are we supposed to think that Ricochet has kept this gear for 24 hours? Alvarez's impression gets worse and worse, I'm sorry.
That's good.
He takes it back to his hotel. He's sleeping with it.
The implication here is that Ricochet does not have his own clothes. All right, enough. And also, this will segue into my word of the year. This will segue into the AEW stuff, but it's just become normalized that Americans are like, "Oh, you're from somewhere that isn't America. Here's how I like." They have to just do that. They have to just do like the world's worst impression.
I can't talk.
It's so normalized now. Like, okay, you think that's
Your
all right?
impressions are good.
You know, this is a worldwide audience watching this.
I get
Hey, kids, here's
but-
racism.
it would be so hypocritical of me to have a go at someone for bad accents.
You can do good ones.
Some, only a few. Yeah. Thanks, Andrew. Have you got one?
Which is one more than Ricochet, Jack. So
Have you got a go-to, Andrew?
You don't want to.
You do a Geordie
Scottish
one.
sometimes. I can't do
we're
it.
here. We're insult us.
What would a Geordie one be like? What? Yep.
Yep, that's us.
Yep.
Yep.
Gan on the tune, Link.
Gan on the tune, like.
It's
kind of.
It's better than Pachitis and a lot of Southerners because when they do Geordie, what they actually do is a Yorkshire accent. So if Pachiti does an impression of Ross, he'll go like, "Oh, aye, right then, you bloody bastard." Can I say
nearly? You can't say that.
Close. Kicks out a 2. Well done, Jack.
Anyway,
I'm gone on tune like ma.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, well done. They'll either do Yorkshire, which is like, no, that's not right, or they'll do Bob Mortimer's impression of a Geordie, which is
Bob
just
Mortimer's.
Hartlepool.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk like this late. And you're like, okay, just deranged
Or
at this point.
Jamaican. A lot of people doing an impression of a Geordie somehow
Yeah, man.
edge into Jamaica.
It's like what?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
What's the lady from the band where they were doing accents and
Oh,
the
Little
thing comes
Mix.
up and it's like and they were like do a Jamaican accent and she just goes, "Buddy,
Yeah. Now, I actually saw a fuller explanation of that. Apparently, that's just a funny thing they do to pop each other. They were popping the girls in Little Mix.
Okay.
And she just did that, but everyone thought she actually thought that's what a Jamaican accent was.
Oh, it's always good when you do like, no, that was an in-joke. Yeah, but like millions of people heard that. Oh no, oh dear. Speaking of jokes, backstage Mason T-Bar flip a coin and says Lashley's reign is in danger, implying that one of them will accept the open challenge.
But
They're so funny, these lads. They're so funny.
They didn't do it. They didn't do that.
Did they? No.
Sheamus, Priest, T-Bar and Mace all went, we're going to accept the challenge. None of them accepted the challenge. The writing was appalling.
Charlotte Flair finds Sonya Deville backstage and wants a rematch against Rhea Ripley because she was never pinned at Backlash. Also worth mentioning that Charlotte is now dressing as Cruella Deville with the Dalmatian gear.
Wow.
Is that to imply an alliance with Sonya?
Yeah.
Sonya.
Jax. Striker. Sonya said, Sonya says she'll have to beat Asuka first. And Charlotte says that'll be no problem. Ripley comes along and says she wants a new challenger because Charlotte's old news. Oof. Rhea comes down at ringside to watch the match and gets into an altercation with Charlotte, allowing Asuka to catch the Queen in a small package for the win. So yeah, Charlotte is dressing up as Cruella Deville and then has absolutely no connection with Sonya Deville other than yelling at her. It's still waiting for that reveal for Sonya to go like, oh, I'm sorry for not booking you a match sooner. And it turns out that...
Whoa!
Sonya stood up for herself a little bit this time, where she went, well, first you'll have to beat Asuka, but Charlotte just went, and then lost.
Okay, kid.
Yeah. Classic mistake. Oh dear.
Yeah, match was good.
My Beyblade's more powerful than yours. Whoa.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Wow, literally on the tip of my tongue. Thank you, Andy.
That wasn't even Beyblade, lads.
I know, that's the joke, Jack. You mixed the animes up.
Oh, I get it, sorry. Let's Beyblade.
Yeah.
Let it rip. Beyblade was stupid. Sorry.
That was the worst one out of all of them.
Yeah.
Was Beyblade.
No,
it was
wasn't,
the worst. It was the worst one.
It was radical and cool. So
It
no.
wasn't radical and cool. It was silly. I'd rather see digital monsters come out of watches.
I could never.
Yeah, the digital ones are the champion.
Well, we're not talking about Ben 10, are we? We're talking about. He had some kind of. My little brother
his
had
Omnitrix or whatever it was. Yeah.
Or whatever it was.
I can't remember.
I love Andrew getting that. Get the name right.
Omnitrix or whatever.
Maybe I had first season on DVD. Who knows?
Oh yeah, fair.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway,
yeah.
God, what?
Yeah, you could say Charlotte, after losing, went berserk. R.I.P. By the way, people speculated that the creator and author of Berserk would maybe not make it until they finish the actual Berserk manga, which has been going for a long time, and sadly it didn't happen. And yeah, I thought I'd just shoehorn that. We talk about anime. Yeah. Sorry, that means something to some people, but it takes a lot of guts to say something like that.
Is it influential as Beyblade though?
No,
more.
Nothing is.
No.
But yes, that is women wrestling, and also the WWE account, or is it WWE on Fox? I'm not sure which. Again, picked the worst thing to gif from this match and put on Twitter and go, what a counter. I thought this was fine watching the match, but then they highlighted it and it's endlessly gifing and it just looks awful. Charlotte goes to the top rope. She's going to do the Spanish fly. Okay, in honor of Andrade, I guess. And then Asuka's supposed to grab the rope and then she just does a moonsault to nothing. But Asuka's slightly late, and I don't think this mattered when you watched it live. And then they gift that and went, wow, what a counter. And as everyone just retweeted, go, do what? That's horrible. So I don't think the person who runs these WWE accounts on Twitter hates WWE and is looking to get out. And they're deliberately gifting the worst moments.
It's Riddick. He's there. He's been put on that.
Yeah.
They've shifted him. It's Riddick Moss. He's now the social media guy.
That'd be great.
He just keeps, but once every 3 weeks he'll just put, does anyone miss Riddick Moss? Just send that. And everyone's like,
Who should challenge Lashley this open? I've got one. Got some idea.
Cena, The Rock, Riddick Moss, Hulk Hogan. Which one?
Instead of these who had the best frog splash things, it's all people do frog splash, all the gifts. It's just, what's your favourite Riddick Moss move? Snapmare, Irish whip.
I love the idea of Riddick Moss
Job.
secret social media.
You're like, where's this Riddick Ross? Why is he on Twitter also? Also, breaking news, John Morrison is not dead. He's interviewed backstage where he dedicates his upcoming match to the memory of The Miz. He faces Damian Priest in a lumberjack match. They're human this time. Ooh. And also Nikki Cross is there, so I guess it's one lumberjill. Hello, Nikki Cross. Priest wins and teases accepting Lashley's Open Challenge. There we go, rinse and repeat. I think Morrison did a lot of really cool stuff here in this match. He did lots of flips and stuff. Just to show off he could. And a superplex to the outside, which is an insane spot that has become normalised.
When there's lumberjacks or people, but it's still terrifying though.
Yeah.
I should mention, because I reference it a bit later on, but it happened in this segment. Cedric and Shelton had a bit of a brawl as well. Because they used to be friends a long time ago. They used to be friends. And I feel bad for Nikki. That was the other thing I was going to say, because from what I've, she seems like just an absolutely lovely person, and a really talented wrestler and everything. And she's currently, because her character now, since they took the spooky element away and gave it to Bliss, Nikki's character is now just sound lass, like just really nice girl. And that means that when she's getting interviewed on little videos on Twitter and stuff, it's like, Nikki, you're about to make your debut on Main Event. How do you feel? She's like, oh my God, I am so excited about this. It's like, well, it's like if Jen was a wrestler. It's like, well, she's Scottish and happy.
Yeah. Two good things to be in life.
Yeah, 100%. But I feel bad for Nikki because she's got to pretend that it's good.
It's funny though, because when the Alexa Bliss Nikki Cross thing started, it looked like it was being built up, going, "Oh, you're my friend," and then Bliss is like, "Yes, that's right, I'm your friend. You stupid idiot! I'm just using you." He he he. It turned out like no, Bliss was genuinely her friend. She didn't turn on her until the evil, spooky Bo Dallas thing got to her. But you all thought, oh, that was almost a nice twist. Like, oh yeah, no, she was just nice and friendly. Or maybe they changed their minds and forgot about it. Who knows?
She's now a sassy Southern girl as well, because her theme music's now like, oh yeah, on the cowboy ranch. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's got the cowboy ranch. Oh yeah.
Cowboys are like more Western as well. I don't know what I've done. I don't know what I've done. Because her theme tune's now the banjo riff from Deliverance, basically. Right?
Yeah. She's from the Wild West, Lothian.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley's open challenge is accepted by Kofi Kingston. Oh, okay. He's already wrestled tonight, but seems ready to go. MVP reveals that he never said this would be for the title. Kofi is angry. Lashley starts to dominate, so Woods distracts him with the trombone. This only angers Lashley, who hates brass instruments. He's not going to enjoy Eurovision. Who throws Kofi in the ring post. Woods tries to save him and gets into an argument with the referee, allowing Drew McIntyre to appear and hit Lashley with MVP's cane. Lashley staggers back into a roll-up, and Kofi pins the champ. Kofi, Xavier, and Drew laugh on the ramp to end the show. Wow, what a great Raw.
Quelle surprise.
Yeah.
Quelle surprise indeed. Yeah, I mean, Drew does look like a bit of a sore loser. Constantly interfering and going, I want another title match. And Lashley point out, but you had, just the British Bulldog. You had your title match. You call that a title match? Yeah, that's all I had for that. So stop talking. But if this is the start of Kofi getting another push for Lashley to do something other than Strowman and Drew, absolutely gan for it, lads. Gan for it.
Oh, do you not reckon so?
I think Kofi will be like a mini feud before the next pay-per-view when he'll face Drew again. I think Kofi's just like a little side quest for Bobby.
No.
Why would you think I'm Drew?
Because he's never had the chance to regain the championship properly, has he, really? Like, he lost it to Brock, and then he's just been like, see you in a bit. Like, just pushed aside, and like, he deserves so much more, and he deserves
but do you think
another shot at the thing.
Do you think that'll happen?
No, I don't. I think they'll tease it and then again just throw it to the side. I don't want to see Kofi like just resign to having these little matches, beating these bigger opponents, and then just like nothing really coming of it. And it's just a way to get sort of like Drew back into the scene because he's trying to one up Lashley and stuff.
Yeah.
But Yeah, it's sad. It's really sad because I would like to see Kofi with the belt again. Because I thought Kofi was like a really fun champion. Everybody was behind him and stuff. And then, yeah, as soon as Fox came along, boom.
Well,
done.
they also put him in like the same match with Randy Orton a lot of times
That's
and Ziggler
true.
and everything. So it wasn't his fault. I just feel like, yeah, you're right. The way he lost it was very sad.
Yeah.
Then that got overshadowed by Cain Velasquez coming in.
And that
then
went well.
They got rid of him for some reason, and yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
just like,
dunno.
warning, Saudi. Oh no, sorry, the booking's just gonna have to go a bit askew for a minute. Anyway,
To be
we'll
fair,
come back to normal in a month. Just everyone pretend, all right?
all human rights violations aside, which is always a great way to start off a sentence, I am buzzing for the next Saudi Arabia show because something always goes disastrously. It's always so entertaining. Something always happens. What's gonna happen this? I can't wait.
Mr. Blobby comes out, and then like you think, oh, this is going to be buzzing, this, and then inside Mr. Blobby, Brock Lesnar comes out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mr.
Alright then.
Brocky.
Mr. Brocky, yeah.
Brocky.
Have either of you watched the most recent Dark Side of the Ring Collision in Korea?
Is that out yet? No, I just saw the Nick Gage one.
No.
I've seen it.
Legally,
Yeah,
very legally.
It's alright, no one watches this podcast or anything, Jack.
I have seen it, and I'm not gonna disclose how. So
Riddick Moss gave you a copy. That's shocking.
it's I wouldn't say it's quite as good as the Nick Gage one or the Pillman one, but it's still worth a watch. Definitely. You hear Too Scorpio talk about him and Hawk tried to kill each other several times in North Korea as well. Like, it's one thing trying to murder someone, but it's another thing trying to do that in a country where you could very easily be, I guess, just executed or imprisoned forever for stepping out of line. So yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for that. That'll be my Hall of Fame pick next week if it comes out legally. But I remember when they did this huge article on it on I think Sports Illustrated, where Eric Bischoff's just like, oh, I think I'll go for a jog. You know, I'm a fit person.
He tells the story and
goes on the jog, and I was just staring and going, like, what?
Yeah.
What are you doing? And then like the police arrive and they're like, well, what are you doing? So go for a jog. So you're not allowed to walk around here. Like, what, the streets? He goes, no, go back to your hotel.
And he says that a lot he gets very serious. He's like, I was just jogging along in the street, and then it was deserted, but then I guess it got a bit later on in the morning and people started to file into the streets, and then the look on they were terrorized by me because they'd never seen a Westerner before. He's going on like this, and then he's laughing, but then he gets very serious. He's like, and I hate to see terror in anyone's face, especially children. I'm just like, where did that come? Good, but where did that come from, Eric? Like, what? He just dropped that in.
He's singing, I'm back.
Yeah.
No, they never heard that song before, so they're very confused. And it segues horribly into NXT. Toni Storm beats Zoe Stark. Stark looks strong in defeat, kicking out of Storm Zero. My God. Again, we said this before, Jeff, but that was it. Toni Storm's booked. Toni Storm's winning. Toni Storm's winning with Storm Zero.
That was the pedigree of the indie scene.
It really was. Frankie Monet heads into the stage after match and does nothing. Her debut will be next week, apparently.
So they hyped her debut for this week, and then she came out, and then they went, her debut will be next week. And I was like, what?
She's got to do something good when she finally gets it, because they've been teasing it for ages, and she's been in. She came in when, the NXT after Raquel Gonzalez won the belt, and didn't really do anything. She stepped in, didn't really say much. Like, Raquel Gonzalez was like, I'll put that dog somewhere, and she's like, I'm out then, I'll see you in a bit, and just got out of the ring, and then that was kind of it. So I'm hoping she does something big, because it's getting a little bit weird now that she just keeps appearing and then nothing really happening.
She's got a dog, though.
Yeah, that's true. It's nice to see the dog.
Yeah. Woof, woof, money.
Uh-huh.
Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell are enjoying a spa day.
Yeah.
One of the spa employees is Dexter Loomis, but they can't tell because they have cucumber slices over their eyes. Later,
It's like Mr. Bean, isn't it?
it really is. And the guy's just relaxing, and then the goat accidentally comes in and does its stuff, and Victor Meldew's like, oh, God, sorry. Later, Candice's card is declined. Oof. Indy puts 2 and 2 together, realizing that Candice sent flowers to Ember and Shotzi, not Loomis. She runs off in excitement, Hashtag Index is alive again.
Yeah. So she thought that Dexter was being a bit of a floozy and flirting with other lovely ladies on the brand.
Lovely ladies.
And but instead it was part of Candice's plan, wasn't it, to throw them off when they were feuding. So Indy's realised this, and she's run off to be in love with Dexter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Better than neighbours.
Yeah.
We see Cameron Grimes arriving at the arena. He throws his car keys at Jake Atlas and tells him to park it for him, but Atlas informs him that Ted DiBiase has his parking space. Grimes is annoyed and says he'll see Atlas in the ring. They have a match later, which Grimes loses after distraction from Ted DiBiase.
He was there.
He chases him out of his limo.
Out to the limo,
just-
sorry. Yeah, out to the
Yes,
limo.
there we go. DiBiase taunts him and drives away. Ha 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 ha.
That was pretty much it. That was the bit. Ted DiBiase comes out, stands there, and just goes,
Yeah.
That's all he's
And
done
then
for the last
Cameron
10
Grimes is
years
like,
in WWE.
Yeah, kind of works.
Yeah, it does. I wonder where this is going to go. This is quite interesting. I don't know what they're going to really do with Ted DiBiase. If maybe there's someone who Ted DiBiase sort of brings into the company or something, or
Virgil.
Virgil.
God, the speed that you said, the immediate, like, Andrew just suggested the chance of someone going, Virgil! It's got to be.
A new
like
upcoming
breadsticks.
star from the performance. Virgil.
It's like you jumped at that so much. It's like you really want Virgil back.
Yeah.
Oh, Virgil, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Gotta milk the bit. They're like, what else does Ted DiBiase do? Andre's busy.
Oh,
Well, he
I
is.
mean, in a way.
Yeah, until, Saudi Arabia come along and they're like, what do we used to say? He's like, no, for the last time. He's been dead since 93.
Who did they?
1 million. All right, give us an hour and we'll see what we can do, all right?
What would they do? They've not got Big Show anymore.
No.
Bronson Reed and a pair of clippers.
Yeah, he's way too short. They do.
He's been put in a big washing machine at the wrong temperature. It's all right.
All I could think there was Miz and Morrison in a long coat, like they're sneaking into the
Yeah.
adult. film.
Like that famous Australian tag team.
Oh.
One wrestler.
Jay Adelman.
Well, I forgot the name. Jay Adelman. And
That was James
they sent the signed thing to us.
They did.
Cultaholic, didn't they? He.
One person.
Sorry. What am I saying? Plural. I beg your pardon. Pete Dunne has a sit-down interview where he talks about his wrestling style, saying he took the traditional style of people like Fit Finlay and made it more aggressive. That's not possible, Pete Dunne. What are you talking about? He restates his desire to go after the NXT title. Later, Bobby Fish, upset that his QAnon tag team partners left him, talks about saving Kyle O'Reilly last week. He says it was more about getting revenge on Lorcan and Dunne and challenges Dunne for next week.
I would put all my possessions on Pete, like everything I own on Pete Dunne if I could.
Yeah.
No,
Everything.
not quite, because there can always be a DQ or something. I wouldn't put that much.
Yeah, mate, that's a good shout,
But-
especially since it's like Fish's first match back and
Oh,
all
I
that
think
as well.
Peter's gonna have him.
I hope so. I like Big Peter Dune.
Peter, you're quite the big Peter Dune fan. Aren't
I
you?
am a big Peter Dune fan. Yeah.
I want a
go on,
Walter Dunn rematch with you two as like
Walter.
a Sky Sports fan zone, like watching.
Oh, right.
That would be so good.
Hey, Pete Dunne, it's time to go.
Oh, that's Arsenal fan team.
I don't know.
He's passed away, sadly, by the way. R.I.P.
Oh,
The time
that's
to
a
go.
good.
Clive,
Oh, I saw
the-
people
yeah.
doing RIP and stuff. I didn't realize that was
he's
him.
gone. That was him.
Oh.
Yeah, very sad.
RIP, dude.
Yeah, Clyde.
Clyde.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm
sad
sorry,
note
that
for
was a bit of a downer. Sorry.
No, it really was. But I'm glad you
alright.
told me because I would have,
Yeah.
probably joked some more. Killian Dane beats Alexander Wolf in a very short match, and then they beat up Alexander Wolf afterwards. He's never mentioned again.
It was Claude. It was Claude. I feel so disrespectful. It was Claude. I'm sorry, I just googled him.
Oh, Claude.
I got his name wrong, and I feel awful now. In fairness, I'm not too familiar with Arsenal fan TV. Sorry, everybody. It was Claude.
But isn't it great when you even if you pass away, you live on
I feel
in
awful
people's
now.
minds as a reaction thing, as a funny
Yeah.
thing. I think that's a beautiful way that the internet can work.
No,
now.
it is good. I just feel
Gone,
bad now.
but not forgotten.
I feel
Cheers,
bad,
Claude.
man. Yeah, thanks, Claude. Ugh.
Mendoza and Wilde have a title match against MSK, but are instead challenged by Ciampa and Thatcher. It's a good match, which MSK win, so it's a bad match. The grizzled young veterans attack Ciampa behind the referee's back. Worst match of the year. Shocking.
Yeah.
They can't win every time.
Yes, they can.
They're not even... You don't even like them as a tag team, Maffew.
What, Thatcher and Ciampa?
No, I'll change my mind. I like Thatcher so much that I'll put up with
But he's
Ciampa.
been a silly Billy, though.
Oh, no,
No,
that's right.
T-bone.
No. I like their in-ring style. Lots of meat. Ooh, lots of gristle. Exactly. That's a noise I'd make. Exactly. That's me kissing and eating at the same time, Andrew. Eating a plate of Thatcher. And it's just because they have to do Thatcher.
Sounds like a Spinal Tap album.
Yeah.
Eating a plate of Thatcher.
Yes. It's just the fact that Thatcher has to be, hey guys, it's me, the WWE likable babyface. Shoes off for that. That's not him at all.
No, it's not. He's the
He's
very
miscast.
opposite of that. Yeah.
But it's all right.
And then,
I still love him.
And out of everyone, how is it Tommaso Ciampa who's drawn him out of his shell and made him a bit funnier? Ciampa's like him. They should both be horrible, evil men.
Yeah.
But even when they're good guys.
Thatcher will turn on him. I reckon
Ooh.
Thatcher's going to join Imperium.
Why, she bloody turned on the North, didn't she? So...
Paul Miners.
Thank you. That was great.
Oh, dear.
Sarai beats Alia in straightforward fashion. Yes, she
Another big win for Saraya.
did. Yay. Ashante, the Adonis, and Top Dollar beat Tony Diavri and Araya Davari. God,
Sorry. No,
I haven't
I've
seen
done.
Araya Davari in
I'm
ages.
sorry, I meant Tony
Yeah.
Nese and Araya Davari.
I was like, who the hell's Tony Davari?
Yeah.
Tony
Tony
Davari,
Davari.
buddy.
Whoa!
Tony Nese and Araya Davari. I was
The
shocked
Davari
to
brothers.
see them. I was shocked to see them.
I get you as shocked as I am. Wow, 205 Live is still a thing. That's their tag name. Who still exist. All the Hit Row members cut a promo after the match, and Isaiah Swerve Scott says he'll have his eye on the winner of the main event. I'd have been worried if it was Araya Davari, Tony Nese, or Tony Davari on this episode after seeing what they did at Alexander Wolf. I'm like, oh, is this it? Is this the last match? But okay, I think it's still around.
Yeah, they did.
Watch for this this will be filmed and released, and then a minute later, minute after we click publish, Tony Davari's been released, even though he doesn't work here.
Vince reportedly looking for Riddick Moss, but can't find him.
Tony Nese steps out the wrong time, makes eye contact with Vince. It's like, oh no.
Vince is like, Rollins, how you doing, pal?
Bronson Reed, aka the new Andre the Giant, beats Johnny Gargano in a steel cage match to become the new North American champion.
Me and Andrew talked about this on the news and talked about Bronson Reed's very interesting strategy of boinging around.
Because I think, well, what I thought was he'll do a massive thing. He'll go up to top at cage, boom, tsunami splash straight off there. But no. Instead, he just goes up to the top rope, just like bouncing on Sammy the Snake, and then just goes whoop and just like jumps on him, and then he's done.
Sammy the Snake.
And it was as if the match was as if like the player character is Gargano. And Bronson Reed's tactic was like a boss fight. Like you bounce around a bit, and you climb for a bit, and then bounce some more, and you're like, oh my god! And even though Gargano's health bar is like huge, it's still not enough.
It's not enough. It was a good match though, really good match. Just happy for Bronson to have the title now. He deserves it. Yeah.
Emotional scenes afterwards.
And it makes sense as well that he gets the belt because obviously he had a little thing with Swerve Scott before, like a few months ago. So, feudy times.
You're teasing me.
So yeah, good for Bronson. AEW Dynamite. I hope you like promos because this was 90% of the show. Christian beats Matt Sydal and they hug afterwards.
Aw.
Lots of ECW on Sci-Fi 2009. Back together again. Ricky Starks interrupts with the mic, but it's all a distraction as the rest of Team Taz ambush Christian and Sydal. Hangman Page comes out for the save, but Brian Cage nails him with a powerbomb, aka the Sting Killer. Of note, Hangman Page comes out with his drink, goes, hold that for me, Ricky.
Yeah.
Goes in, gets decked, gets powerbombed, and Ricky comes back, the ring goes, cheers, and drinks it.
Yeah.
I love Hangman Page because not only is he going to beat Kenny Omega eventually, and I'm just praying that neither of them gets injured or something before that happens because it's going to be sick when it happens. But also, he's vulnerable. He takes a loss now and then. He's not an unbeatable. He's not Hulk Hogan, you know. He can lose sometimes. And also, he was undone not just by Brian Cage, but by Hook, who turned the tide in Cage's favour by just being a sexy boy.
Hook's the pirate man, right?
Literally.
Hook's the pirate
Yes, that's
man.
right.
Yeah.
Hoax Taz's son. Come on now. I sounded so actually disappointed in you.
Well, the pirate guy, no, that's PCO, Andrew. John Moxley and Eddie Kingston beat the Acclaimed in the battle for Maffew's heart. Oh, thank you for writing
Well,
that.
you like the Acclaimed, you like Kingston. I don't know what your opinion is on Moxley.
Oh, I love him. No,
he loves
big,
Moxley.
big fan of Moxley. Moxley and Eddie Kingston talking backstage. Be great. So were they rappers? One of them's a rapper. The other one's the rapper's friend.
Yeah, great. The Acclaimed, their rap wasn't the best one it's ever been, but it's still good. It's always good.
Your wife wants me to be on our oral sessions. Whoa. Just the podcast.
Yeah. So
be honest.
Caster said that about the podcast. Then he gave the mic, and then Anthony got in the ring and said he just means the pot. And then Moxley battered him. I was like, oh, Caster's really got away with that.
Say, hey, don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah.
It's a tag match. He's like, all right, yeah. Another note, John Moxley, after last week, coming out to... Yeah, all right.
It's fine. You owe me a $5. I didn't want to be that guy.
Oh.
I don't want to be that guy, though. I don't want to be that guy.
The guy. No, I pay my debt.
No,
I don't want to
no.
be that guy.
Let's forget.
Did I say the Acclaim were going to beat Moxley and Kingston?
No, you said the Acclaim were going to win that 4-way that SCU won, and I said SCU would win the 4-way.
Oh, yeah, I did.
But it's fine.
That was so stupid.
Yeah.
I want to make the podcast exciting. Well worth a $5. Well, you know what?
But have you got your $5 from Ali, the Pacitti bet?
What, from like 2 years ago?
No, it was from like 3 months ago. Maybe a bit
feels
longer.
like 2 years.
It was from when
he eventually begrudgingly paid that, yes.
Did he? Because I was just going to get it directly from him if
I was going to say. No, I'll...
No, don't worry, because I remembered. You bloody bought me Goodfellas on DVD.
Oh,
I don't need a $5.
No, that was a gift because
off you.
That was a gift because you had a bad time that week, and I wanted to cheer you up.
Oh, mate, thank you very much. But
that was not a bet; that was separate.
Yeah, but we don't.
But I will drop the $5 off next time I'm in the office.
Oh, it's only a $5.
You've done it now,
It's
Jack.
the principle, Jack. It's no. I insist. And but thank you for reminding me because I forgot.
Well, thank you. But if you forget
my
a game,
horrible bet of not picking the Acclaim to win and the SCU battle after the SCU got all those promos about how they're going to... Well done, Maffew. Anyway, yes, the other thing to mention, other than the $5, was the fact that Moxie, after last week coming out to the Trogs version of Wild Thing, this week came out to X's cover of it, which is funny because that's the song that Anita comes out to. Okay, for like his entire career. Which does make people think, did Moxley request Wild Thing? And then last week was like, oh no, not this version. Not this version with the dramatic flute solo. That really sets the tone for violence. No, the Onita version. And what a flex if you got this much money. Where Tony Khan's like, oh, sorry, I'll just get the rights to the other version then.
yeah.
Cha-ching.
Mental.
I went back and watched the bit you mentioned, Maffew, where he realizes the flute's playing, and you see him go like, "What?"
It's like, yeah, that's right, Moxie, throw her hand.
Yeah,
What?
like Ron Burgundy's come out.
Yeah.
Just a Yaz flute.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happened. Tony Schiavone interviews Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. Sky talks about how Sting isn't what he used to be, and Page says he's determined to take everything from Darby Allin. Lights go down and Sting arrives while Darby attacks from behind. Darby beats up Page with a skateboard while Sky taps out to the Scorpion Deathlock. All right, it's so funny when they go, Sting isn't the man he used to be. Crowd of wrestling people, boo, that's not true. Why would you say that? And then Sting comes out, waddles to the ring, and then gently applies a Scorpion Deathlock. You're like, yes, that is a man who has still got it.
Not as a character, not as a force for good in the war against the New World Order, but as just a wrestler, was Sting that good? And is that bad to say?
I can honestly say that I was never a fan of Sting.
I was never a fan of Sting either.
Oh,
but I think we're slightly too young.
Yeah.
Because Matthew's going to get really cross now, and a lot of wrestling fans have said this too. Have gone, you just don't get it, and I'm like, oh, all right, okay.
Yeah. Says me the no, you're not. They're not here. I am. You
Okay.
just don't get it. I love that now because of the whole. Everybody is suddenly really concerned about work rate and star ratings. That they go back and see Sting have these matches. And ugh. Well, his psychology could have been better. Shut up. Beat WWF. How many weeks in a row? I forget. They never. 83 weeks in a row. Thanks to Sting doing nothing but hitting people with bats and reverse DDTs.
Well, that's what he's doing now.
Yeah.
Yes, but he could move back then.
No, he couldn't really.
How dare you say he was exactly the same now as he is? That's disgusting.
Sorry, no. Sorry.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay.
When
He
Triple
could
H
barely move in the prime of his life.
When Triple H beat him, I laughed. I laughed.
Whoa!
I mean, that was fine.
No, I didn't laugh.
Yeah,
I went like, what? It's weird. Why the NWO on Sting's side now?
Yeah.
It was very weird.
But no, there are other people who bring up the fact, was Sting good? Because Meltzer's often said that Sting was never a draw, and has said, and it's become, because Meltzer farts and people discuss how loud it was. But we've been saying, like, what he was never a draw at the box office, but he was very popular because WCW. So anyway, you know, I digress. I'm going to talk about this for like the next hour, so it's boring people. Let's move on. Sting bad now, but Sting used to be good, okay? The Pinnacle are having dinner. MJF says Jericho's a funny guy, but he's dealing with someone who always has the last laugh. Dax Harwood says that beating up the Inner Circle isn't enjoyable. They should be chasing titles instead. Sean Spears attacks the waiter. The first match he's won in months. Tony throws a wad of cash at him. And it was a good thing because it was one shot.
You
One
nasty
shot.
man. You nasty pasty. He won the blood and guts
Blood and
match.
guts. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was
That was
all
a team
in.
effort.
It was
Yeah, it's true.
Team effort.
Fair play.
Anyway, and it was the camera was just slowly zooming in, one shot, like De Niro and Liotta at the little restaurant there in that film that you like so much. But you know that. Later,
Oh,
the Inner Circle
yes.
come to the ring, talk about how they have to accept the Pinnacle's Stadium Stampede Challenge. Jericho says being thrown off the cage was the most terrifying moment of his life, but he can't wait to have his revenge on MJF. They accept. Yes, this all happened.
Yeah, it was a lot of promos, you're right.
Yeah. And then Hikaru Shida beats Rebel, but Britt Baker attacks her afterwards and curb stomps her onto the women's title, setting up the title change at the next pay-per-view, or at least I hope so.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
she
me too.
She deserves that. Mm-hmm. Rebel. Brit.
Yeah, Rebel deserves it as well, but Britt Baker can have it.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega and Don Callis offer Orange Cassidy a contract for a singles match at a later date. Cassidy tears it up.
If he drops out.
Of course he
yeah.
drops out. Sorry, my microphone's in the way of the script. But Callis offers him a second copy, tells him to give it some real thought.
Because Omega said he's going to really hurt him if he doesn't drop out.
Mm-hmm.
So now Omega's going to really hurt him.
Ooh.
And probably point and snarl while he does.
Yeah, he's going to make him listen to some promos on a loop. Smart Mark Sterling again asks if he could be... who the hell is this? If he could be Jade Cargill's representation. She says she'll think about it. Afterwards, Serena Deeb successfully defends the NWA Women's title against Red Velvet in Red Velvet's best match, I think, so far in AEW. Because Serena
fair.
Deeb is awesome.
She
Yes,
is.
Serena Deeb's class. She's just... There's a strong case that she... No, I can't say that. I was going to say the best women's wrestler in the world today, but Sasha Banks has just had the performance of a lifetime at WrestleMania, so I can't say that in all good faith. But Serena Deeb's up there for me, right up there. There's probably like a million 14-year-old Japanese girls who are also right up there probably that I'm just not aware of, but they'll be around in a few years' time.
Yeah, the 14-year-old with 28 years of experience.
Yeah.
So who is Smart Mark Sterling?
I don't know.
Oh, we're supposed to not know. That's all right then.
I don't know. He was the lawyer, wasn't he, for MJF or someone?
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you are right.
The one who looks so much like a porn lawyer. That
Yeah.
he's a wrestler dressed as a
Yeah.
normal human. Yeah, okay.
What, Simon Miller?
Not that specific one.
Oh,
man.
okay. Sorry. And Yagogo destroys Austin Gunn, knocking him out with a pop-up right hand. Apparently, it's been reported on news things that Austin Gunn is now injured from this move, which is weird to see. I'm like, wait, hang on. I think that's whatever. Who cares? You know what? Good,
as
and
in,
Yagogo.
what is in fake news? As in Bleacher Reporter saying it.
Well,
for
AEW reported, and Austin Gunn was so injured by this attack that he's out injured. 8 to 10 weeks.
That's fine for
might
AEW
be,
to
hang on.
report it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he sold it like a wrestler, though. Like, yeah.
What's real and what's not, I don't know anymore. But you know what? I know what is real. Anthony Ogogo. He is for real.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
The brave. Did you see? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Did you see the babyface promo he gave on Elevation Dark?
It's only babyface because we're English.
That's exactly right. Yes, talking about how, you are what America stands for, Cody, and you've seen all the bad things. People can't afford healthcare, people in cages, separated from their family. I'm glad I'll be smacking you daft. He didn't say that exactly, but I'm translating to Geordie.
Come on, Anthony.
Slapping you daft.
Come on,
Double or
Anthony.
nothing. I'm like, beforehand, Anya Gogo comes out, starts talking, and we're like, I don't know, he's Southern, I guess. I know he's British, but that's fair enough. As soon as Cody says, you damn evil foreigner, you, it's like, oh, that's it. Anya Gogo, I've always loved you. You're my favourite. You're great. And all this stuff's come up on Twitter.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming home. It's coming. A Gogo's coming home. And all this stuff about how he's done this, he's that. He's done marriages. He's been at Pride. He's done all this stuff. I'm like, you're the best dude ever, mate. I was
He's
just some
done
boxing
marriages?
dude, but yeah.
What?
I didn't really look at it because it's Twitter. I only look at it for
Isn't
a
like he's
second.
ordained?
Like,
Yes.
officiated or whatever.
Oh.
No, he showed up. He goes, by the rights given to me by the British boxing.
by
I know,
by the WBC, the Ring magazine. Just goes
Yes,
through all of
you are
them.
now the WBA.
They're the only two I could think of. I couldn't think of the other belt. There's like 10.
And he sips, instead of, you may now exchange the Ring. It's the Ring magazine.
What's like the best one? Boxing's so confusing.
Yes.
Is WBC the best one? I don't know.
Oh, they're all on varying levels, but some are higher. Again, that'll take too long. But the point is,
Okay.
because Cody gave that insane rant disguised as a promo a few weeks ago, and Ogogo's saying this, they've turned him. They've turned Cody.
I'm worried that we're gonna just smash cut now to us watching like our reaction after Cody has just draped the American flag up. He's just trying to live in my soul.
We're throwing our toad in the hole. We're throwing our spotted dick. We're throwing all the British things that people like mocking because they're not from here.
I just feel
Our
like
lack of seasoning will throw. We'll throw all the stuff out there when that happens. It'll be disgusting.
Our bad teeth, apparently.
We'll throw our bad
Everybody's
teeth.
Bad teeth.
Frozen crumpets.
We'll throw our
All
frozen
sorts.
crumpets.
Oh, yeah.
Our Region 2 DVDs.
Honestly, the mania that gets stirred up sometimes in not all Americans, but just some Americans. Like, I said something about this I said something like Anthony Ogogo will play 4-4 F2 or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then people started going like, I was like, go on, Anthony. Oh no, I replied to Cody's tweet with David Beckham celebrating against Argentina in the 2002 World Cup. And started getting like Americans underneath going like, yeah, well, who won the War of Independence? And I was like, oh my word.
They're going that far back.
Yeah, yeah.
When Caveman Ugg attacked Caveman Brit. Whatever.
I got also reference when the USA upset England in like the 1950 World Cup.
Oh, I thought it was the 2010.
No, it was a draw.
I know, but that was an
And
upset.
they don't.
The Americans.
Yeah, but they can't see draw. Like draws don't exist over there, so they're just like.
Yeah,
What?
we'll pretend that this thing as well.
Yeah.
Because there was I think it was a New York Post. Their headline made it almost worthwhile. That said, the best draw of the British since Bunker Hill.
Oh
It's like
Wow.
very good historical reference there. Well, I liked it.
God.
So
Yeah,
what
but-
are your feelings on this, Andrew?
About what, football or just the whole
If
Anthony
you want
Ogogo?
a go Cody, have you seen Cody's amazing promo? We talked
Yeah, I
about
have. It's a weird one. I like. Do you think they're gonna turn Cody? Because it did seem very much like just no.
I think this was him trying to be a face.
It just doesn't come off. It didn't come off to me that way, at least, anyway. But maybe that is because I'm not an American man. I'm not a real American, you know.
You know, fight
for the
rights
right
for
of every man. Yeah. But I'd let Anthony Ogogo win. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just do it.
I'm
I think
scared
it'd be
he's
good.
not going to.
Yeah, me too.
What's the most American move? Cody will beat him with like a leg drop or something.
No, he'll hit him
Getting
with
the
the
cup in the ears and
uppercut.
that.
He'll hit him with the uppercut, and then the camera will zoom in on his American flag.
Yes.
Oh,
So he'll win with the Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom.
By famous American Guile. Anyway.
He does look a bit like Guile.
He does, yeah. He was unlikable as well. Kazarian and Daniels go their separate ways backstage before Kazarian promises to hunt down each member of the Elite. Go on.
Andrew, we mentioned Street Fighter the movie to you on our pictures video, I believe.
yeah, you did. Yeah.
Guile's so American. Why did they cast a Belgian as an American?
Why not? Why?
Well,
Why
they're all
not
incorrect.
Do that?
Every person they've got, all the nationalities are incorrect.
Get
Kylie
the
Minogue,
hostages
Australian.
out.
No, British person.
That's Arnold
Yeah, but she's
Schwarzenegger.
Australian.
I've got
No,
you
but-
Australian.
He says some ludicrous lines though. I do not want to go home. Ideals like
That's
peace
French.
and justice. Well, he's Belgian.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
Belgian.
okay.
They get packed up, but we can all go home. Well, I don't want to go home. It's like American as hell. It's everything. And it's
I'm
just
going to
like,
get on my boat,
Get on my
and go
boat.
down river
Yeah.
and kick the next bison wannabe so hard. I'll mess it up. Sorry, you do a joke.
That son of a, I can't say that word. Bison's ass so hard that the next bison wannabe is gonna feel it.
Feel it.
Now, who wants to go home? And who wants to go with me? Yeah! Everyone's like- It's so bad.
Somebody once told me.
Sorry, that's
Yeah, anyway.
I've got
So what
goosebumps,
we're saying
that speech.
beforehand about doing we just accepted that the Americans do bad comedy accents about foreigners. So, and that's why we're all cheering for a go-go. Cheers, pal. Kazarian Daniels do some stuff. But then in the ring, Miro cuts a promo about how dangerous he is.
He thanks Jesus.
He thanks Jesus for making him so powerful and dangerous.
Fair.
Staggering.
Fantastic.
Lance and Jake come out. Miro's not amused and tells Jake that if he crosses him, there won't be enough yoga in the world to bring him back.
Ooh.
And then
That's
they
harsh.
go, yeah, all right, let's have a match. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Max Caster wishes that he could have thought of that.
He's there with his notepad. Oh, I can't use that line next time
Yeah.
I wrestle him. Then the Young Bucks successfully defend the tag titles against the Varsity Blondes. At one stage, spraying Julia Hart in the eyes with the spray can.
No relation.
Yes.
I feel like she should be called Julia Hart, no relation, because otherwise...
Really, I mean,
Yeah.
Every time I see
considering-
it, I'm like, was that Brett's ex-wife?
and after reading Brett's book, all I could think of is when Brett would be insulting Julia. So it's funny. I'm like, Julia Hart, oh, well, a horrible... Oh, yeah, no, wait, that's the wrong one, isn't it?
Is it Julie?
Oh, maybe
What's
it is.
Bret Hart's wife's name? Ex-wife.
Mrs. Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, Moxley and Kingston attack afterwards and steal the Bucks' shoes as
Whoa.
tag title match is confirmed for Double or Nothing. Yeah,
Cool.
they
Shoes.
took the shoes, the ones that were fake. I think maybe someone alleged that they were, and then they didn't say anything about them. And I don't know. These guys with the shoes, I'll take a pass.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to win? Do you think they're going to beat the Bucks?
No. Do you think they are?
I honestly,
Nice one, Andrew.
honestly can't tell, and that's why I asked, because I genuinely don't know.
Is it the right time for things to start like imploding with the Elite stuff? Do you reckon?
I don't think the Elite need all those titles.
Yeah. Let's start making them drop stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get them
Maybe.
tilt.
I really
Yeah.
wanted them to drop them back to FTR so they got a win over the Bucks, because I was so disappointed when the Bucks won that feud.
That'd be a good idea. And then make like the Pinnacle have a bit more substance to them, I guess, as well. Start getting them.
But I can also see the Pinnacle beating Moxley and Kingston. I don't think they'll deliberately. They could go either way with it,
That's
and it'll end
true.
up on FTR.
Yeah.
But I want FTR to beat the Bucks with ease in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. I remember when they had the Young Bucks versus FTR as this feud they built up for years, and they blew it.
The
I
match was alright.
still can't get
Yeah.
over how they messed up the unmessable.
Well, the Bucks were heels.
If we
and
don't
they
win this
won.
match, then we'll never have a title shot ever again. Okay, well, that's
Why
that
they
guaranteed
told-
then.
why they
Cheers.
told- To be fair,
Completely didn't need to do that, but thanks. Also, they were both heel going into the match until a week beforehand when we realized, oh, wait, we can't do heel versus heel.
to be fair,
They're
Cody,
rubbish at storytelling.
Cody didn't. He actually went through with the title shot stipulation. So because he'd already done it once, I was like, maybe.
Yeah.
Were
Yeah.
you
They're not going to do
like
the same
me?
thing twice, so that would have been rotten. And plus, Cody used to be good, but now he's bad because a go-go is going to spark him out. He's going to beat him and win some title off him, like Bruno at Wembley. Well, that was just a random tangent of words, wasn't it? So, yeah, looking forward to the pay-per-view.
Yay!
And that was a long bit of wrestling.
It was a lot of
So
wrestling.
thank you if you listened to all of that. And if you didn't, well, you're not hearing this, are you? So who cares?
Let's have a rummage in our mail bags.
Now I'll have a little old rummage through our mailbag. Number 1. Hey guys, I would first just like to say thank you for the content you have been producing over the years. I'm a person who suffers from PTSD, so these videos and Twitch streams have got me through many tough times. I've listened to the podcast since the first, and they have all been great. That's a lie. Ross for his charisma, Jack for his random but funny stories, which give me joy, and Maffew improving so much and being able to make everyone have a smile on their face. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. This year has been awful, and I wouldn't know what to do without you and the content you produce because, maybe without realizing, you help so many people through these hard times. My biggest annoyance in wrestling today, mainly the main roster in WWE, is that champions are always pinned in non-title matches, which I don't get as they have pinned the champs. So why aren't they the champs?
Yeah.
My question is there any way that you would change this format so that the champs and championships feel more legitimate? Many thanks, Connor from Sheffield, who says, P.S. Up the Fabes.
Up the Fabes.
Whoa.
That's Cultaholic FC.
Of course it is.
Thank you very much. Was it Connor from Sheffield?
It certainly was. And thank you very much, Connor, for your words, not just on the quality of the podcast and help some of us have come along over the years, but for saying how much this stuff means to you, because it is weird because we just try and make this as vaguely entertaining and slightly informative as possible. And we're glad that this is helping in some small way. So you take care, Connor, all right? With that being said, how would you improve this? They do like the format of, all right, if you want a shot against the champ, you have to beat the champ. And they beat the champ. It's all right, I guess you're a shot. And once or twice a year, that's all right. But they do like doing this over and over again. He is right, Connor. So, what would you do to change this up, Jack?
Well, I can't think of anything immediate because I just think they need to limit it more, don't they? Like they do it on AEW. Champions rarely lose on AEW. The risk is that TV becomes more predictable, but I think you can get around that by having little angles here and there, or tag matches, or like triple threats and stuff. There's ways around it. So I think they just need to stop doing it as much because it. You're right. You're totally right, Maffew. It seems like they've kind of sometimes forgotten other ways of building up. They're like, well, we need to set up a title match, so we'll have them pin the champion, and then they've earned one. It doesn't really help anyone, especially if the champion wins anyway. So I don't know. I can't answer Connor's question. I'm not creative enough.
I don't really. I like the idea of stuff like gauntlet matches and everything. Obviously, like to build up rather than having the challengers beat the champion outright, because that does just feel strange. Sometimes I think it works though because it gets the hype behind the person. I know then that's kind of just squashed when they do get beat in like the proper title match and stuff. But maybe sometimes it does push a challenger in the right direction, occasionally at least. But yeah, that is a strange one. It is very, like with Kofi Kingston pinning Bobby Lashley and stuff like that. It does feel weird because it doesn't feel like there's going to be a consequence to it. So it does feel a bit odd, if you know what I mean. But yeah, just I think more gauntlet matches and stuff. More maybe like what Roman does if they're in a faction, have someone else go out and to represent them in the match, and if that person gets beat, then that affords them like a title match against the champion down the line.
That's a nice one. I like that. Yeah, that's a good one. I think AEW have done that a couple of times with Rebel and Britt, I think.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor used to have the number one contenders trophy. So actually, you'd earn it and go, right, I've got the trophy, and now I want to not really cash this in, but like I am the guy who's going to have the next title shot. All right, that could work maybe.
That's fair.
No, you know what? If I just suggested that, do we have more titles? You know what, Connor? I don't know either. God knows.
What did Impact did that thing once a year? Was it the Bound for Glory suit? Or what was the one that was like fan voting, but then Nigel McGuinness kept winning it? Because all the indie fans were like, it's Nigel McGuinness. And they
Yeah,
were
we're
like,
gonna have ask the fans what they want. What? Oh no, the fans have said something horrible. Which
Yeah.
I love that.
and then they're like, well, we'll make it Jeff Hardy or whatever instead. They made it someone else. I can't remember who.
So great. It's like all the scandals with the UK shows when the voting turned out to be not as accurate as they said.
Like as in like X Factor and stuff.
No, more like daytime TV would be like, well, ring it. Oh no, that was it. Blue Peter. They said that they like, you have to vote which name you want for this cat. And then the whichever one won, it was Spotty or something. And he went, that's great. But just pretend that the other one won.
Oh, like
Wow.
like Bodie McBoatface.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that, yeah. Catty McCat face. Something horrible. Anyway, hello, fellas. I've been a big fan since the Name Redacted days, and having the addition of Andrew, it's been an overall delight to say the least. What a well-timed
Wow.
What
question.
timing?
That's really sweet.
I listen to a ton of content that you guys produce, and that includes the classic SmackDown review hosted by Maffew and Tom. Last week's episode included a bit regarding Nitro gear. Oh, there we go. Regarding the Nitro Grill and the names of their dishes, with clever puns like Booker T-Bone Steak, and not so clever names like Jimmy Hart's Pasta.
Is that real?
Yeah. Me and Tom had a good laugh at that. That was like the last. They came up with Booker T-Bone Steak first. Went, that's great. We'll do this for all the guys. And an hour later, like, I've had enough of this. Jimmy Hart's Pasta.
Jimmy
I want to go
Hart's
to bed.
pasta.
Nothing. Not even an attempt. My question to you is: WWE bring back WWE New York, and AEW started their own restaurant. Of course they would. What clever names would you give a dish named after a wrestler from each company?
Oh.
Thanks for all the fantastic content all of you produce. Yavan from San Francisco. Cheers, Yavan. That's one of the things I would like to prepare
I
for.
remember reading this email, and I'm going to pronounce it a different way just to cover all the bases. I think it's Yvonne.
Ah.
But I've got no
Yvonne.
idea. Yeah, but I've got no idea though. But I think he's put it phonetically in there, so I'm going to say Yvonne.
Thank you, Yavan.
Yvonne. Anyway, good question.
This is us buying time while we think of food.
I love
by the
it.
way.
I love a food pun.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
I'm thinking.
They could do like they should have done, hopefully, this is like in the dying days WCW, the Booker T-Bone Steak, which is 8 ounce, and the Big T-Bone Steak, which is 10 ounce.
I've thought of one
I think
already,
fight
lads. Thought of
sorry.
one.
Oh.
I thought of Barbie Allen, just a barbecue.
Oh, that's
good.
That's
Thank
very
you,
good.
Thank you.
Oh, can't let you win with that. That's really good, isn't it?
It's not that good. It's beatable. It's beatable.
It's good.
It's beatable.
Something like Billy Gunn's Rump Steak. He's like, ha ha ha. Get it?
That's good.
Mash
Non-co-
Harwood.
Billy Gunn's non-copyright infringing Rump Steak, I should say. What are you saying? Sorry, Mash Harwood.
Mash Harwood.
That's good.
That is good.
You're killing it,
No,
mate.
sorry. Mash Wheeler.
Mash
Dax Harwood
Wheeler,
did
yeah.
Mash Wheeler, sorry.
That works as well.
What's Dax Harwood? What rhymes with Dax?
Uh,
Don't know.
Twigs.
Twix Harwood, yeah. Twix
That's
Harwood.
bad.
Mash Wheeler.
Blackjack's hard. No, that doesn't work either. Rubbish.
The licorice.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, no.
I'm trying to think.
going
The
through names.
Understaker.
Yeah.
Oh. Would you like peas?
Ooh. Oh.
Oh.
Rickish.
Rikishi.
But then if I say Rikishi, it's just Rikishi. Rikishi. There we go.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Smashing that quiche. Red Velvet.
Oh.
Yeah.
For some reason, quiche is a food that I associate with Vic and Bob. Like, oh, lovely bit of quiche. I don't
Nice
know
bit of
why.
quiche.
Yeah.
What else could there be?
The Riddick Moss, please book me Vince salad.
Yeah. If he came back as like a submission expert, would he be the Riddick Moss covered three-handle?
Oh.
The man
The man of 1,000 jobs.
I watched The Man of 1,004 Holds Back recently, and there's a bit that I forgot had happened. Well, there's two bits that are so funny. One's where Jericho just does a noise for one of them. He's like, number 756. Just does that. And near the start, in the first segment, just as it's going to the adverts, he goes, number 8, right hand punch. Number 9, and then it cuts, but you just know that he's got left hand punch. I just love it.
Also, the fact that they understate a bit where he goes, like, number 19, armbar. Like,
Yeah.
Number 21, armbar. Yeah, slightly different pronunciation. I'm going to do one more thing.
One time, I think he just says, like, the Super Blizzard. The Super Blizzard! Just carries on. Oh, it's so good. Young Jericho was the absolute best.
He was so good.
He was.
Speaking of Jericho, Crisp Jericho.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, is that a
God.
restaurant?
Is it?
Crisps Jericho, yeah.
Crisps Jericho, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Complimentary.
fair enough.
Buff baguette.
You know, some Chris Jericho coconuts.
Oh.
Weak.
Oh, I've got one for AW Dark fans. Baron Black Pudding.
Just thinking about it.
I don't watch Dark.
I can tell.
Out of the, you know, when you made a joke earlier about getting rid of 3 of their 4 shows or whatever, the one you keep, Maffew, it wouldn't be Dynamite. Would it? You keep Dark.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'd
yeah.
scrap Dynamite for Dark any day.
Not Dark
Elevation I don't
though,
care
yeah.
about, but
yeah, But Dark.
the
Yeah.
A show is Dark, because that's the one feud with NXT.
Right. Yes, it is. That's
Beating
true.
the YouTube ratings. Sure, that's how it works. Anyway, we'll move on from this delicious conversation. At number 3. All right, lads. Oh, it's all right, lads. It's still like Barrymore. Of course it is. I've been lucky enough to perform as a wrestler for about 7 to 8 years. Oh, okay. But between coronavirus and speaking out, my love for wrestling really has taken a hit. I wasn't sure if I wanted...
No, sorry.
Oh, wait, what?
Imagine if it was. It's not. It's not.
And I wasn't sure if I wanted to watch it anymore, let alone train or perform. Since then, to help my mental health, I've been binging your content, podcast videos and streams. It's really reignited my love for wrestling and helped me get through one of the hardest points of my life. I can't thank you guys enough for that. You guys have given me the drive to go back and try to leave wrestling a better place than I found it.
Yes, because, sorry, I talked over it, but he was saying that COVID and then speaking out and everything really killed his desire to carry on, but now he's keen to get back on it and stuff. So that's really good. I'm really pleased to hear it.
In my time in wrestling, I've been lucky enough to wrestle some big names, like the picture I've included of me getting battered by Papa Shango
Wow.
in a battle royal.
Richard, if you pop that up there,
okay.
please. He is. There's a picture of him getting battered by Papa Shango.
Wow.
Grand. My question is, what wrestlers do you guys think you could take in a square go? Thank you guys for everything. Hugs and kisses, Manlon from Glasgow. Well,
Thank
first of all,
you.
Manlon, yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you.
And I've said this many a times, and I'll say it one more because I don't get sick of saying it. Doing this podcast has been a tremendous help to me, just with you guys, because the complete lack of social interaction I've had
Yeah.
this past month has just killed us. It's just been so devastating. And then I've gone, luckily, wrestling is something I can... Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. All right. So I completely know where you're coming from, Manlon, and I'm glad that we're able to help in a small way.
Yeah, same. But which wrestlers can we beat in a
But who's
fight?
wrestler can I take in a square go?
Squarego is Scottish for fight, is it not?
Yeah, I'd say so.
So at the start of the email when he said, all right, that might have not been a Barrymore thing, that might have been a Scottish thing.
It might have been.
All right, mate. All right.
All right.
Thanks, Ricochet.
Hello.
Which wrestler do I think I can take?
I
I don't think I can take any of them. There's a few I'd want to fight,
Oh.
even if they battered me. I'm at that point in my life now, I'm like, all right, beat us up.
I think that even the ones who don't seem tough are probably tougher than you think.
Yeah, what's that thing about, like, the worst guy in the NBA can still take on anybody?
Yeah.
Like that little video that went viral a few months ago.
I was just going to say Marco Stunt, but he'd probably batter me.
Oh, yeah.
He's a fast boy.
Yeah, he's quick.
He's used to taking a pounding. So it's like, oh,
Yeah.
well, you slammed us, did you? Great. Brian Cage did that. Ooh. So,
Walter.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe. Nick Gage. John Moxley.
Oh, there was 3. Out of Walter, Samoa Joe,
Wow,
and Nick
all right,
Gage, out of Walter, Samoa Joe, and Nick Gage, who would you have the best chance of beating in a fight?
None of them. I am the weakest person in the
But
world.
I'm not saying
and-
that I'm not saying that any of us would beat any of them, even if we all teamed up against one of them.
Okay.
Which one would we do if we were all a team?
Yeah.
Which one of them would we do the best against? Walter, Joe, or Nick Gage? I'm going to go for Nick Gage.
Yeah, but because he feeds off the crowd. He goes mental
Yeah.
when he
Well,
does
just
that. He
get
gets
in a
his
room.
pizza cutter out, and he's just like,
He's like Goku, Dragon Ball Z. Everyone puts their hands up, and suddenly he's like, oh.
yeah.
I feel like
No chance.
Samoa Joe could just like chop me in the neck and I'd pass out.
And Walter as
immediately.
well.
And Walter,
Walter wouldn't even know you were fighting him.
yeah.
What would
yeah.
be talking with Alexander Wolf and go, I'm really sorry that they've got rid of it. Sorry, there's a fly buzzing. Oh, it's Maffew.
Yeah. So I don't know. If we did it, with Walter, we'd have to do the Hoth scene from Empire Strikes Back and fly around him.
Like tie him.
Cables, yeah.
Just watch him topple.
So big compared to us, it's like almost moving in slow motion.
Yeah. I can't turn anymore. Just,
I sacrificed myself by flying into him accidentally.
Explosion.
Well, the thing up. What was that? Was ist? I'm trying to think somebody I would... Because you've said 3 of the hardest people or people I would not want to fight, and I respect them too much. I'd just like, all right, batter us, but...
I personally couldn't take anybody at all.
Oh, no, I know. I don't think anyone is expecting us to take, like... Okay, sorry, Manon is, but in fact, Manon has much respect for us than we have for ourselves. But is there anybody that you'd want to fight? Because I can see myself getting into a really heated, really angry debate with Kenny Omega. That I just antagonize him. Like, you fake gamer. Oh, what's your favorite game of all time? Is it Final Fantasy VII? Oh, Kel Surprise. It's the only one you can beat. And then what's your second favorite? Is it Final Fantasy VII Remake? It's the point where he'd probably want to fight me.
The burns.
I just yell at him. Yeah, I'd take a
I
beating
don't want to fight.
from Kenny Omega.
At WCPW, there was always a debate over like, not with the wrestlers involved, but like who's the legitimately like the hardest wrestler in our locker room, and it was probably either Primate or Hendry.
I was going to say Hendry, surely.
The amateur wrestling
there,
skills
yeah.
and stuff, yeah. But Primate as well, because of his army background and his just being very hard.
Yeah, fit than a butcher's dog and all that.
Yeah, like, yeah. He once... Oh, and it was in front of my friends. And he came up behind me after a show and choked me out for fun. He didn't actually put any pressure on, but I was like, if he wanted to, he could have just... I don't think I could beat any of the wrestlers up, is what I'm saying, yeah. Yeah.
But do you want to get in a fight with any of them?
Why would I want to, you know?
Oh, okay. Insecurities? I don't know. Yeah, why would you?
Probably Ben Askren, if I choose one wrestler. Well, he counts. He's amateur wrestler.
Oh, all of us could say Cody Rhodes because we know they'll have like a nation cheering us on because he's the evil foreigner.
He's one of those wrestlers who was way taller than I imagined, and I was just like, oh god, I wouldn't be able to reach. You just feel like you can't reach them. It's bad. And he's an amateur wrestler as well, isn't he?
Many people have said this over the years.
Yeah.
Damn. Wait, what? Oh, an amateur.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
This is why AW took my account down again. And they were right to do so. Well, those were the questions in this week's mailbag. Thank you very much for the positivity and stuff. Again, we're glad to help, knowing that this us talking twaddle is helping in some small ways. And if you have any things to bring up, you don't always have to compliment us. People like it when you insult some of us. Me. So if you want to send your thoughts, your feelings, your questions, please do so at mailbag@cultaholic.com. Reese's Pieces. Hi, Maffew and the boys. This email was originally sent in by the wonderful Tom B from London, but with This Week in Wrestling section running so long this episode, I've had to cut it and just include his Reese's Pieces. Sorry, Tom. It was a very well-written email. Good luck with your uni finals. Oh, best luck, Tom. All the best, guys.
All the best.
It says Jack K from Newcastle, England.
Yeah.
Oh, that's you. All right.
I wrote into the mailbag.
What?
Because I'd edit Tom's very well-written email because I just thought it's just this podcast just.
This is a long one. You knew
and
in advance.
He's also done 20, so I thought, why not just get straight to the pieces? So sorry, Tom, but thank you because it was a very interesting concept. I'll explain what it is. He's a big fan of our picture series,
Okay.
And what he's done is he's said, basically, a lot of you are very, very confident that your pictures will be better than the real life one. So he's taken some of our pictures, matched them up with the real life, what actually happened.
Oh, okay.
And we've got to decide whether ours actually were better than real life or not. Yeah. He's also included the name of the person who came up with the pitch.
Oh, that's great.
That's cool.
It's a very good one. It's a very good one.
Oh, you
So
know
I thought-
what this has been? If you
I
are this
thought I'd
creative with your questions for Reese's Pieces, you will ace your uni final. All right?
Yeah.
Go on, Jack.
Well, what I was going to say... Am I reading it?
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else. I just mean,
Oh, sorry. Yes, I was
I'm
going to
very
say...
sorry, pal.
I was going to say... so I thought... Because there were 20 of them... But it was such a good concept that I didn't want to cut down the number of them, so I just cut down the body of the email instead. So thank you,
understand.
Tom. Thank you very much, Tom.
That's it. Cutting the fat, as they say. Let's go ahead then. We'll do fastest thought first. Jack, Andrew, Maffew. Number 1. Fiend victims being turned into puppets and joining the Firefly Funhouse, or Fiend victims having personality changes. That was Pachidi.
I like Pachiti's one.
Yeah.
Because I think in this, the fictional one always comes first, and then the real one always comes
Oh, okay.
second.
Oh, yeah.
And Pachiti's one about victims being turned into puppets, like Spy Kids 1, when they turned into floops or whatever, was genius. So, yeah.
That's mine as well. I like that one.
I agree.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns celebrating being the head of the table / tribal chief by holding the annual Hanoi Super Samoan Banquet, or AASSB.
This was you.
That was right, I remember that one. Or Roman celebrating being the head of the table / tribal chief by giving a flower necklace by Afa and Sika and wearing it occasionally. Maffew.
Wearing it occasionally.
Yours sounds more elaborate. I
I
like yours.
forgot about the
Matthew.
elaborateness, because that's when Pachiti would bring his, 3-page prose
Yeah.
on the next 6 months worth of book, and I'm like, I have to step my game up here, so I did this.
I'm gonna go for the real life one. I'm sorry. I remember being very skeptical of the banquet because it was all just to set up a pun. I think.
It was. And it was a great... Oh, no, I've got the pun. But it was a meat one, so it would have been good with the last question we had.
Oh, good.
Go on, Andrew.
What?
It's your go.
My go is in what? Wait, what?
No, sorry, we go
pick
around...
the-
in Reese's Pieces, we...
pick the Reese's
it's,
Piece.
it's supposed to be fastest thought first. We're doing a horrible job.
You did it last. You did.
I
You
did.
it
I
for
just.
You
last-
have to
I
pick
said.
which
I
one.
like.
You said?
I like. Yeah, Matthews. Yeah.
Oh.
I said it was elaborate. I like the elaborateness of it.
Sorry,
No, it's
sorry,
all right.
sorry.
Sorry, Andrew, you know
Confusing
what?
me.
You said that, and I whoosh because I was trying to remember what the hell I said on
You're
that
trying to
episode.
remember the thing. No,
And
yes,
nothing
Matthew,
happened.
I like
So
yours.
I beg your pardon, Andrew.
It's all good. It's all
I
good.
like mine as well because I'm egotistical. 24/7 division being suspended on a remote island and competing in battle royales with 24/7 network coverage. I forgot about that one. Or WWE giving R-Truth the belt and never speaking of it again.
24/7 Island. It was mine. I'm going for that one.
I remember the thumbnail of that one. I was like, what's this all about? So yeah, I clicked on that. I like that as well. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I like Jack's. This is just going to be us saying how great our ideas were. Isn't it? Southpaw Regional Wrestling being an established brand as a way of WWE to hold retro-style events, or WWE continue to make these weird throwback shows that don't make sense, Tom.
I like. No, I don't like it, but I'd like Southport Regional kept as a fictional thing. So I'm going to go against Tom's, unfortunately.
I don't mind like the throwbacks and stuff on NXT and everything. I'm gonna say that as well.
For the reason that Jack said that, yeah. Southpaw Regional Wrestling is good, but if they did it every week, God, no.
I mean, the
Kofi
second
getting-
season was enough of a drop off.
Yeah, I can't even remember the second season.
All the wrestlers got involved, and it wasn't just the funny ones. It was like,
Kofi getting the WrestleMania 9 treatment and not winning the belt at WrestleMania 35, with Kevin Owens playing the Hogan role. Or Kofi beating Bryan and Kofi Mania running wild, says Sam.
Oh,
That was what he
Kofi.
pitched?
yeah, Sam likes to do ones that would annoy the audience, and then when they get rejected, he's like, "What?" And you're like, "Come on now, Sam, come on." I will go for Sam. Is very much the Gigi Allen of Cultaholic, just trying to annoy the audience.
okay.
I'll go for the real one, the Kofi Mania, of course.
Yeah, Coffee Mania.
Yeah, as good as the Andy Kaufman of Cultaholic is, I'll go with real life on this one. Sorry, Sam. Wrestlers being pumped full of cocaine, causing every promo to be like an Ultimate Warrior promo. The coke part was as particularly emphasized, or scripted promos as they are now. Maffew, to no one's surprise. What say you, Jack? Are you pro cocaine or?
No, I've got it just keep my. I was gonna say to keep my nose clean. Wait.
Hey!
I'll go for the
Nice.
legal option.
Maffew sounded fun.
Yeah, it was fun. He just wanted to bring the 80s back.
What?
Yes.
Just, go on then, Maffew. I'll go with yours.
Yes. The option is cocaine. I've said cocaine enough times. Number 7, Rowan's. Oh God, Rowan's cage being filled with bees.
Oh, the cage! There's no cage.
Leading to him having a wrestling beekeeper gimmick. Or Rowan's cage being filled with a robo spider that was promptly squished by McIntyre and forgotten about. Adam.
The bees is better. The bees.
Absolutely the bees.
Not the bees. They're in my eyes.
What's the boss called from Metal Gear Solid 3?
I know which one you mean.
The one with all the bees on him.
Yeah, the bees.
The
It's not
electric
the
one.
end. It's
It's not
the
the
Fury?
end.
No,
Might be
it's
the
not him.
Fury. Might be the Fury.
No, he's the guy who's just really mad.
Is it the Pain? Sorry?
The Pain, well done you.
Is it the Pain? Is it the Pain?
It
He's
is,
got it.
well done,
He's got
well
it.
done. You eclipsed me in my MGS knowledge, I feel bad.
Wow.
But, yeah, bees. Tamina joining Roman and the Usos, as they are now, as an enforcer, or Tamina winning the tag titles of Natty.
I'm going to go for the tag titles just because it was a nice moment for Tamina finally. Whereas if she was an enforcer for I don't want to say it was like the China of the tribal, they're all very serious anyway. They don't need Tamina there. So I'm going for the current one.
That's true. Yeah, I'll go for Tamina winning the belt as well. Yeah.
Nah, I like her as an enforcer.
Okay.
Oh no, someone's running in. Splash. EC3 holding all the belts at once. What? Oh,
That was definitely you, Matthew.
yeah, it's definitely me. Or EC3 drinking backstage periodically until he was allowed to leave. Maffew.
For the hope that because obviously he was suffering from an illness or an injury recently. Holding out for the hope that he can still do really well in the Indies, I'll go for being released because they didn't value him.
Yeah, I'll go for that as well because he's been doing good stuff in Ring of Honor with Briscoes and stuff. So yeah.
One of the most useless runs in recent memory, EC3 in NXT. Look at me being all hopeful. Yeah, I think EC3 is going to win all the titles. Him drinking backstage was probably the highlight. And probably the best decision. Braun Strowman facing Shane McMahon in a Takashi Castle beats Gladiator-style obstacle course match, grunge included. Or Braun conquering the concept of bullying by beating Shane in a bog-standard cage match. Andrew. We should point out that the editor has likely cut out the intro of that, so if it's a bit jumpy, it's just because Jack got a phone call from a mysterious stranger.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just trying to Google the number, but I couldn't find it.
That's not a good sign.
No, it's not.
Well, it probably means it's not legit, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm just finding where we're at. Which one was it? Sorry, which number were we up to?
Number 10.
Number 10, I'll go for the... I'll go for the existing one. I like when he ripped the side of the cage off, to be fair. Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm going to be biased and say that the Takeshi's Castle one, I would have liked that.
That would have been good, Andrew, but you know what? I'm with Jack. WWE's problem is that you do a lot of times, we're not sure if the feud's over. This was a definitive feud ender as you're ever going to get, so I was happy to see it. Shane didn't show up the next night go, you may have won the battle, but the war is far from... No, he was dead, so it's great. Bobby Lashley having a wife-stealing gimmick after stealing Lana from Rusev, can't remember that, eventually leading to him having a live sex celebration with Linda McMahon. What? Or Bobby siding with MVP in the Hurt Business leading to him winning the world title. Jack.
This was me, but I can't work out why. So
Wow.
I'm not going to go for my own. I'm going to go for what really happened.
Yeah, I'm going to go for what really happened as well.
I mean, I'll be nice to you just to throw your bone. Yeah, okay. He steals Linda.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a day that was. Dominic Dijakovic joining Daniel Bryan's Vegan Brigade as a man who rides a Segway and chucks tomatoes at people. Oh, it just says, good old T-bar. That's from Ross.
Ooh. I mean, he's not really done. I'm going to go with Ross's because at least he's doing something then.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'll go for that as well.
Yeah, I think anything would have been better than T-bar. And this is anything. Braun's mystery partner at WrestleMania 34 being Bray Wyatt with a new/old gimmick. He hasn't been seen since falling into the Lake of Reincarnation during his feud with Matt Hardy. Or Braun choosing Nicholas as his partner. And that was Sam.
Sam's.
Yeah, Sam's, yeah.
Oh.
Were you going to go for
with
Nicholas?
The Bray Wyatt thing, yeah.
Yeah, it was Sam's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Right.
Nicholas,
God, you know
Nicholas
what?
was
I'm
real.
starving.
Nicholas
Sam
really
books
happened.
Nicholas.
Yes, yeah, that's how that works, isn't it? Yes. Sorry. NXT absorbing the NXT UK division or NXT absorbing the Cruiserweight division?
Probably the stick with what happened, the Cruiserweight.
Yeah.
If they want someone from the UK, they can always cherry pick them.
They just bring them over anyway, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from Walter. So the Cruiserweights. Like Tony Davari. Asuka forming a female version of the Nexus called the Lexus. Or Lexi. Or Asuka's Raw title reign until WrestleMania 37. That's Jack.
Is it? I don't remember the Lexus at all. What was I thinking?
Bless you.
Oh, Asuka's title reign until WrestleMania 30.
No, I'd go with yours.
Ooh. Yeah, no.
Think about it.
The title reign wasn't that good.
No.
Yeah,
That's why
I'll
I'd
go
go with
with
yours.
Lexus. Yeah, Lexus.
Yeah, I like the Lexus. Especially, again, we see Toon Link in town and we see the Nexus every time we go to the Metro. We're surrounded by wrestling up here. Apollo Crews being a wrestling pirate or Apollo Crews being a Nigerian prince. And that was Ross. Why was he a pirate?
Because he just didn't have anything to do, I think, at the time. So Ross probably just went, let's make him a pirate. And I agree. I'll go for pirate Apollo Crews.
Well, I'm going to go for real life.
Okay.
I like him doing the exact same thing, but as a pirate, because I just like pirates.
Yeah.
Arr.
The fun.
Drew McIntyre feuding with English nationalist Wade Barrett, with the result of their match determining the outcome of the Scottish independence referendum. My God. I think I remember that. Or Drew McIntyre feuding with Goldberg, in brackets, yes, I forgot that happened too. And it says Owen through the medium of Jack. Yeah, that's right. I was going to say Owen didn't
So
say
did he
you
suggest
said
it to me and then I went, right, okay.
Yes.
I'll go for it. I like it.
Yeah, I like that one as well. That's really good.
I like it, just the audacity. Lana being Mega Lana, Russian super soldier. Or Lana being in a tag team with Naomi because they both dance. And that was me.
That was you. I like Lana Russian
Mega
Super Soldier.
Lana.
That sounds good. Mega
That was good.
Lana.
I like that a lot. Yeah. That was good.
What, her first name's Mega? All right, okay, yeah. You know what, I pick reality because at least the dancing's good. Fiend versus Rollins at Hell in a Cell, ending in a no contest after Cell collapses and crushes both of them. Or Fiend winning by DQ after being covered with the entire home-based product range and getting bonked with a hammer. Adam.
I love a bad bit of wrestling. I'm going to keep the way it went because it was so bad.
Yeah, it wouldn't have. Yeah, we wouldn't have
I don't
many
want them to
things
get
to
hurt.
laugh at.
I don't want them to get crushed.
But what about the big hammer? That obviously hurt. Come
Well,
on
he
now.
didn't. He never. Oh, he did use it, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
disqualified,
Got it
yeah.
out.
This isn't you, Roman.
It was bad, but it gave us something to laugh at. So I'm gonna say the original one.
I like the original bit of them being squished like Thwomp from Super Mario.
James from Triple Jump does a really good impression of that thing from Mario.
Does he?
Yeah, he can do the.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
But James does it even better. He's really
I'll have to ask him next time I see him.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks leaving for AEW during her time away after dropping the tag titles to the Iconics, or Sasha staying in WWE at her run since?
Stay in WWE because I don't think she'd have. I mean, she got the main event at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So, even though she's not been treated that well, I'd rather see that match than her at the minute taking the spotlight away from maybe people we're less familiar with in AEW. So I'd go with the WrestleMania 38 thing.
Yeah,
35,
I
right?
agree.
No, 38.
29.
What?
Where?
Are
38.
we in a huddle in an NFL match?
Yeah. Omaha.
Hood. So, has that been properly explained what happened after that? Because there was all this wrestling news at that time was so bad. It became from like Sasha Banks was on the floor in the locker room going, "Wah!" like a kid who can't have crisps as a supermarket. And it became so ridiculous, the reporting about that, or the speculative. Has that been like sorted out?
I remember thinking if CM Punk had done that, like kicked off about having to drop a belt at WrestleMania, everyone would have gone, wow, what a hero. But because it was Sasha Banks and she divides opinion a lot, like people either love her to a weird degree or hate her for no reason. I was like, I'm a big fan. I think she's great, but you know, I don't try and DM her. You know,
wait at an airport.
Yeah,
using ATC traffic control to find out which plane she's landing on.
Yeah,
but it was like Sasha Banks, who was on the floor for so long, all the wrestlers had to step over her. Like she was a draft excluder. It was like, what is this?
Like
anyway, I'll go
Kevin
with
Nash in that match where he just sat there at Impact for the next match.
A final few notes after watching these vids back. I lost count how many times less wrestling, be it shorter or less matches, was pitched. The amount of times that make use of insert name here or push insert name here was pitched and the name involved has since been released was insane, but sadly not surprising. Sam pitched Goldberg to squash the Fiend at Saudi, so therefore he should be held responsible for everything bad that's happened since. I agree. We don't like you, Sam. Boom.
Oh my god, that pitch. Sam pitched that and then started to kind of really believe it. And then when it happened, and he celebrated in inflammatory fashion on Twitter, I must say, saying, yes, this is perfect. Obviously, everyone went, what are you talking about? This is terrible. And for the next 4 days, my feed was just Sam arguing with people about why it was a good thing. And I just want to be like, no, just leave it. Even I can't have you back here, I'm afraid. Yeah.
That was a good day because we were all in together.
Yes, we were all doing the reaction. We were rotating.
Yeah, that's right.
But we all watched that main event, I think, because we wanted to see what happened.
We did. The main event of the show where Undertaker beat AJ Styles without taking his hat or coat off.
And without taking the trophy that he won. He just walked past it.
Kofi splatting on a dive the outside.
Yeah.
And nothing else.
Yeah.
Can't wait for Saudi. Can't wait for Fury versus Joshua.
Well, that's getting...
No, they'll have in boxing fashion, they'll have that match at Saudi Arabia where they'll team up to take on the tag team champions. And then, something will happen. Fury accidentally hit Joshua and then the losers. Anyway, that was Reese's Pieces. Thank you for those lovely notes sent by Tom. Best luck with your uni finals again, pal. And if you have any Reese's Pieces, please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com.
It's Cultaholics.
Big question. Shorty, I don't mind.
Yep.
Ah, what a lovely sing-along.
Oh, we'll keep it... Okay. Right. Okay.
Yes, Jack. Yes, we're recording a podcast. Yeah. It is still going on, Jack, believe it or not. But don't worry, near the end.
I'm delirious.
It's the big question.
I'm booking Ring of Honor. I'm so delirious.
Hey. And that is who should be the next wrestler to break the glass ceiling.
Do the Stone Cold theme song.
Oh
my God! Is there anything you can't do, Andrew?
He's bloody done it.
Whoa! Suck. That's the only thing you can't do is suck.
How can Pacitti manufacture a campaign of hate against this man?
Because he's jealous.
Yeah, he is. He wishes he could play the crappy thing as well.
No.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
It's all right, Jack. I'll let you off.
Who could break the glass ceiling? So the inspiration from this question came from Lewis, who works here at Cultaholic, and he was saying in the aftermath of Cesaro almost nudging the glass ceiling with the tip of his nose, who could be the next? Because he's looking up apparently. Who would be the next person to? Who could break through to the other side, like Jim Morrison?
Break all through.
I was going to say more like Andrew's boiler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who can be Andrew's? Who's the next Andrew's boiler?
Yes.
That's one for everyone. That's one for everyone who's been listened all the way through.
Whoa,
that's right.
Good on you.
Who's going to scold Lashley or Roman Reigns?
Ooh.
Good, though.
I'm gonna first do one that I'd like to see, but I don't think I'll see. I'm gonna say Angel Garza. Love him.
Ooh.
Absolutely love him.
Yes.
Handsome, pretty, very attractive, but also really good at wrestling and being a heel. Reminiscent of Eddie Guerrero a lot, in my opinion, the way he's cheeky, but he's a bad guy, but he's lovable at the same time. And they've got this absolute diamond and they're just not doing anything with him, which is mad to me. But for someone who could break through, I will go for... I don't think it'll be Cesaro, which is a huge shame. I think maybe I'll go for... It's hard not to go for Big E, isn't it? They're building him so slowly, but he's got all the charisma in the world. He's a New Day guy. Everyone's very familiar with him. And I think everyone will be really pleased for him like they were for Kofi. If he does get that push and does win a big belt. So I'll say Big E, but it's not the most interesting answer.
That's good though. I think Big E's a good answer. I'd like to see Shinsuke finally get there as well. Like that would be nice to see him come back from sort of just kind of like going down and then just being sort of mid card like this whole entire time. I'd like to see Shinsuke, but for like someone a little bit. I mean, there's been rumblings about potentially Morrison as well, right? Being a contender for the WWE Championship. And
What?
I think so. I might be saying wrong things, or someone said he was like
Is
a
this
main
because we
event.
were singing The Doors before?
It might have been
Yeah.
break on through, but I'd quite like to see Morrison in the title picture because he's a genuinely entertaining wrestler. He's really, really good, and
He is good. He's good. And it's weird that WWE is the only place he's been where he's not been pushed
yeah.
to the moon. Yeah, strange.
Wow,
So-
well, you've picked my picks. I
you
was
go
going to
for
say
Morrison?
Garza. I was going to... No, sorry.
Oh.
Garza... No, I don't see Morrison. Garza and Big E were my picks. So...
Do you like Garza as well?
Oh, absolutely. I think he's got all the tools. I think
he's
had all the tools
brilliant.
for a while. It's just them going, oh, he's good.
Yeah.
Oh, how long have we had him for? Oh, sorry. we got confused with that other guy, Riddick something or other.
Oh my god, he's my answer as well.
Yeah. So I'll go with... I'm not sure if it counts. Maybe it does. Go something different. Shayna Baszler. Splitting away from Nia Jax and going, right, Rhea Ripley needs something to do that isn't Asuka or Charlotte, because right now those are the triple threat on the Raw Women's. So there's no one. There's just a huge leap there in difference in quality, I'm going to say. So I think Shayna Baszler going there and doing her thing and being the Shayna Baszler that we all want to see, having proper matches again, reminding people that she's actually good at wrestling. That'd be fantastic.
That's a very good shout.
That is a good
I'd
shout.
like to see that a lot. And maybe with them losing the tag belts, we could potentially see it. Shayna looks way younger than she actually is. Which
She's
makes
like
me
in her
worry.
40s now, right?
Is she?
I think
makes
so.
Makes me worry that she's not got that long left in WWE to really break the glass ceiling, but she's good enough that she can do. Yeah, let's see how old she is. Because I know she wasn't she running Shimmer for like ages.
A while, yeah.
And she was an MMA fighter before.
Yes.
She is 40. Wow.
Wow.
She's at NXT age.
Yes.
Well, that was a long labour of love, this week's podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. There was a lot of twaddle, but some people like it, some people don't. Oh, well. So, you have been listening to the dulcet tones of Jack King. What have you got for us this week, pal? Well, we're not listening to you on this.
This week, pal, I am streaming on Twitch with Owen Mawson at 6 p.m. as always, every Wednesday on Twitch. And it's going to be Cultaholic FC, continuing our sojourn, our quest in the Vanarama National. And we're currently, I think, second or third. Last stream, we did really well, but I was watching the Sunderland game at the same time. We lost 2-0, so I was having a bad day. Up the Fabes. Andrew, what have you got?
Again, twitch.tv/Cultaholic on a Monday, 6 p.m. We got a win in Fall Guys finally on stream.
I
Took
watched
a very
that
long
back.
time.
Oh my word.
Such a long time, like 4 weeks to finally get it. And the problem is, right, I'd go home after the stream, play Fall Guys, and get a win then. And it'd be like...
How many crowns have you got overall?
I'm in double digits. It's not mental. It's like probably bordering on maybe like 15 or something. Nothing crazy. That's not a lot compared to what some people have got.
I've got 2.
That's still better than none, though. That's still better than none. But we've done that. Fall Guys is done. I deleted it off the PS5, and we're gonna play Dream Daddy, which I'm excited about. I've not played it before.
God.
It's like a dad dating simulator. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be good. That's what people wanted. So
Okay.
Did they?
yeah, they did. I asked them what they wanted, and they were like, "Let's do Dream Daddy," and I was like, "Let's do Dream Daddy."
Let's do it, Daddy.
You better watch it then. That's what I do saying. You wanted it. You can pay
got
for it. Well, I hope you have fun with Dream Daddy.
Thank you.
Whichever one you pick.
What?
On that anticlimactic note, I'll be streaming Final Fantasy 9 Saturday, 6 p.m. It's not quite the same as Dream Daddy, is it? No, it's not.
It's probably better, to be fair.
It sounds as dirty if you don't know anything about games.
It's not that dirty. It's just like dads. Sexy dads. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's the Twitch to getting demonetized then. Thank you very much for listening to this entire podcast or watching it. You can, of course, go on to patreon.com/Cultaholic to vote for one of the Hall of Fame picks and send us your thoughts, your remorse, your Reese's Pieces to mailbag@cultaholic.com. But for now, we've taken up enough of your time. Thank you very much for listening in. Please put your hand up to your webcam or your monitor, I guess, whatever, your phone, and end the show with the Fable catchphrase 1, 2, 3.
Join us.
Freedom, ambition, freedom.
Every time we touch.